What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
some live hands from Larry and Scotty, and maybe then we will review database of turn donks. All right, let's go, Larry.
Is Brian here? Brian needs to be here to reprimand me for pre-flop.
Brian's here.
All right, all right. Just wanted to make sure. This is an interesting spot. Um, Mostly a pot odds calculation on turn.
What does your description say at the end? I can't see the end.
So I mentioned this guy. He's regular. He's very quiet. He's arguably one of the better players in the room,
Mhm.
and he's a tobacco addict. He has to leave.
So that's
He
the
leaves in
important
his.
part.
He leaves when he's in like hijack about once every 20 minutes and goes out for a cigarette.
Holy shit.
But I don't want to tell him about the magic of nicotine gum because I like it when he leaves the table.
Yeah. Also, you like when he leaves in the hijack instead of waiting for his blind.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So this hand might be interesting to put in the AI solver because on this turn play, it's going to be an automatic call in the solver. But it might be interesting to get to this turn spot with the AI solver and then begin to peel down his check raises, which you'll see on turn,
Okay.
and see how many check raises we have to get rid of before this high equity hand no longer becomes a profitable call given this price.
Gotcha.
That might be of interest to you guys. It might not. We'll decide. If you guys want to move on, that's fine. So, Straddle's on. I'm not going to three bet this guy. There's lots of other ways I think to make money in this game.
Mhm.
I arguably do not want to play a large pot against the best player in the room. Now, you can argue this is a pure three bet and I'm making an error.
No,
I
Brian's going to be
don't
okay
have
with
to reprimand you because he's the best player and you assume there's bad players behind.
in the straddles. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's bad players
Nothing
behind
wrong
and you
with
want to
that.
say that this isn't going to be a part of my polar three betting range, then and this is going to be a hand I just play for the value of it and try and get the people behind me to make big mistakes, then I think this is a fine call.
Yeah.
Especially when he technically only opened 3x.
Oh, damn, I was expecting to be reprimanded. Oh, well, we'll move
No,
on.
I think it's fine if you're like I don't want to I want to bring in bad players. That's fine.
But
Yeah,
you've only got one player behind you who's in position. So
well, my thought here is that
fine play.
my thought is there any credence to my view that I do not need to play very big pots with the best players?
yes.
You don't
Is
have
that of
to.
value, or am I just making excuses to be a nit? I think that. What do you guys
How
think?
big of an edge do you feel like he has?
Like, do you think he's better than you?
Yeah, he's definitely better than me.
If he's
Like
better than
a
you,
lot better
then
than you, or like slightly?
No one is a lot, and no one is a lot. He's not spending 9 hours talking to you losers each week
should be better than you then.
about poker. I'm just kidding. A joke, of course.
Right, he's talking to winners.
He's
That's why he's better than you, right?
he's a study player. He plays. He's there every time I'm there. He's a for-profit player. Yeah, he's good. I think he has a lot more understanding of exploits against player classes than I do. I watch him very closely when he's in a hand.
Okay.
I
Um,
don't think there's anything wrong with calling. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with three betting either, and
Yep.
remove some of the skill edge by dropping the SPR.
I think ace queen. You
well,
have to. You got to start three betting.
we like
But
having a big SPR in position.
yes,
This is
But
fun.
you have a good point about it might reduce the skill edge against a very good player. So we flop pretty well. World draw.
Yeah, take it.
He checks. What are you guys doing here?
I am going to. All right. So you think this guy is good enough that he's protecting his checking range a lot, right?
Evidently, yes.
But you're also in a spot where you
So
get to
that's some
bet, and it does
foreshadowing.
not matter what happens because if he jams, you have plenty of equity to call off, or if he raises, you can. I would call at least.
Call.
Yeah,
At least you might even 3-bet the raise.
That's what I was gonna say. You might want to rip it on him if you're
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one
because
way
to
to
fully
reduce the
realize.
skill edge, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. It
Just,
really,
just
I think this is a
Feel-
mandatory bet. I think this is a hand that
Yeah.
wants to play in position, wants to start building a decent sized pot with as much equity as you have.
so
Also,
the first
Scotty,
simple question is
he's
what?
got skilled.
The other thing
Oh,
is what check raise bluffs is he gonna find on this board? He's gonna find none, right?
Probably not. I
Because
interrupted
you
Scotty. What were you gonna
holding
say, Scotty?
I was going to say he's the
Queen
check raise
jack of
bluff. He's going to
diamonds. That's
find
about it.
your,
Go ahead, Scotty.
Ace queen of diamonds.
yeah. A check raise bluff he would find is your specific hand.
yeah.
But if he's quite good, and he knows how you play, in this particular case, you're very good to bet. When he check raises you, you can absolutely 3-bet him, and he can be good enough to fold an ace king against you.
Yeah. I think
That's part of his skill edge, is his ability to fold.
that's a good point. So if he does check raise me here, we can just jam it and run equity here.
Or you can call it. You're just fine.
Yeah. The big thing
Okay.
to me here is that we can call any check raise, including a shove here.
Exactly.
My
Yeah,
question, my
Playbook
question
is
would be
wide
whether
open here.
when he check raises, do you think he's like on this board specifically? Do you think it's going to be like a lot more value oriented with hands that you have no fold equity against, or like is he going to check raise ace king?
Well, we're blocking a lot of bluffs.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
blocking all the
so-
bluffs, but
so
we're
we
Yeah,
blocking
the
think
a
that
lot
only
of
we-
other viable bluffs he could really have is like ace queen of diamonds, queen jack of diamonds.
Yep, queen jack of
Unless
diamonds.
he's
He
going to
can have-
turn like a jack 10 of diamonds into a bluff.
Probably not.
So
So
you're-
I
alright,
do
well, let's
choose
see
to
what you
bet.
do.
I bet
You
a
bet.
interesting size. I bet
Right.
about 60%.
Like
He
this size.
calls.
All right.
We do not get there.
Okay.
He checks again. And what do you guys want to do here?
Do you think he still has a decent portion of king X within his range, and he can still have two pair if he's good at if he's protecting his checking range, right?
So he's got so we call it a filtering size bet. We could argue 60%. So he has a lot of weaker king X here, around like king jack, king queen. I think he check raises ace king at some frequency here, maybe
Okay.
less at that sizing, knowing that sizing is very linear live. He's maybe even has lesser flush draws. I don't think he has a combo draw. Maybe around like a queen. I think like a queen 9 would be interesting. Clubs here. That would be interesting. So I think, yeah,
Sorry. Too big.
he's got some, and I think he's got
44. Yeah.
Yeah, I
traps here
about
with
like
like,
$120.
I think he's got
An
top of
overbet.
range here that he's playing like this, king 10, king kings, and tens.
If you overbet here, he's not folding a king by the river.
Yeah.
No.
So
What
we
size
can't
do you
really-
guys think here?
I mean, I was kind of in the spot in the question of like, do we want to check? I think there's an interesting play of like you have some sort of showdown value, but not really when he calls here.
No, we don't
So,
have, I don't think we're
yeah.
ahead here ever.
Yeah, you're probably not ahead.
Maybe we're ahead against some of his flush draws, some of his draws. That's a little bit ridiculous. He's got tons of draws here, just like I do.
But yeah, we can filter his I would actually go small again, I think. Because when you go small here, you can if he's going we can get him to raise off. Like you went big, so he's not gonna raise off as much of his stronger hands on the flop. So when you go small here, you can get him to raise those off, but you can also bring in pocket jacks and queens and stuff like that you can make fold on the river. Because if you go 120, you're not getting king to fold. Like, because if he calls here, you're getting him to either fold the king now, which is unlikely, or he's not folding it at all. Because once he
Yeah.
calls, there's 300 in the pot and there's only, 220 behind. There's more than 300. There's, about what is that? 320 in the pot and you got 200, 220 behind.
So I don't. Go ahead, Scotty.
was gonna say my B105 is too big. I changed it to B65, and I'm planning on tripling this on many rivers.
Yeah, no, I like 65 or in that area because what he's still probably gonna call queens, right? 70, okay.
So I went polar. I went around there. I
Oh,
went polar.
great.
I did not quite pot, but
Okay, cool. You still
I'm
got
essentially I'm repping tens, fives here. I'm representing a good queen, good king. I'm representing two pair plus, I think, here, mostly. And this is where it gets interesting. He's like, eat some of this.
he raises.
Ooh.
And this is what so I think this is not I don't think there's anybody to shove.
No
He has
reason.
no fold.
No,
We have no fold equity.
no.
Now this becomes a question of potas versus equity.
Yeah.
So my calculation here is that we're getting about a 30%, right? So we need about 30% equity to call here.
You go back one step real quick.
Sure.
Put the 70 in, so 157, and then now he shoves or he puts 250 in.
So we got to call like 175, and that is a 30% equity requirement.
Is it,
Yeah,
we're just are we ever flatting or are we looking at
No,
jam or
there's
fold?
no
Knowing he's
reason to
never
jam.
I think
folded to a jam.
it's calling or folding. It's not jamming or
Yeah,
folding.
there's no reason to jam.
Yeah,
Jamming doesn't make sense.
jamming is a blunder because we have no fold equity.
Yeah.
He's now. So this is what I gave him. I gave him some kings, some aces, which is probably not right.
Mhm.
Maybe he has aces here sometimes. Two pair plus and sets.
You think he's wide enough that he's gonna have king 10 offsuit?
Yeah, I do.
And if he has king 10 offsuit, don't we think he probably has pocket within his opening range?
I pocket what's?
Pocket fives if he's opening king 10 offsuit.
Sure, but let's keep. Yeah, I mean, we can give him pocket fives.
So he has no bluffs.
Yeah.
He
that's
doesn't
what I'm
have
saying.
any.
Yeah, it's like-
This isn't a bluff.
Yeah. So we're not really there. This is actually, I think, a fold.
Probably.
I mean, it's very interesting. We can give him lots
What
of.
about
Now
ace
give him
queen of
king, queen of di-
diamonds?
Give him king, queen of diamonds.
Something like that.
So in this tool, you cannot give certain suits, unfortunately.
All right, give him king. Just give him king, queen. Quick. I
Uh,
mean, just for fun. There, and just see if this gets close. Now that our ace is good.
Our equity here is very robust. It doesn't change it because
Yeah.
it's very interesting what
Okay.
happens when we have these combo draws.
Okay.
So I think this might be a fold, but I didn't fold because I don't know how to fold a royal draw.
Mhm.
And we get lucky.
How you get there?
And he checks, we jam, he folds. So
He did not have what we think he had.
I think he had a set of kings or tens, and
Folded for 100 more.
he knows he's never good here.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable fold. What the hell do you call with then you jam?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Even though
that-
it seems ridiculous, it's like
He
That's-
probably knows I think I'm probably viewed as a tight player. And he knows I'm not gonna find bluffs. I'm not gonna value bet king.
Seriously,
queen
he
here.
folded a set of kings for $100.
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
And this is
He's
the
a
best
nit.
guy in the room.
Yes.
that would be a
Yeah.
very good fold. That would
I think
be
he
the right
knows me
fold.
really well, and he knows I'm not going to value bet anything more than the flush that got there,
and,
and not to mention
and straight.
and also we got the queen jack that gets there.
Yeah.
So he's that. Yeah, I don't know if I make that fold, but I think he folded the set here.
All right.
So this might be interesting to. I'll
Well,
let
what
you guys.
If he
decide.
folded
The
a
other
set
thing
there,
is-
that's
that's the only thing he can really fold other than ace king, because if he did check raise you with some sort of draw, his draw got there.
Yeah.
He has to
So
three.
most of his draws did get there.
I don't, yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't,
what can he have? It has to be ace king is the only other thing that he could have folded here. That would have
it might have
been.
been ace king. It might have been ace king.
So Larry,
In
on
reality,
manipulation,
if you ever see him and ask him, I mean, I would definitely put that one in the note. Like, is he afraid of the monsters under the bed? I mean, if you think he had a set and he's folding a set there,
He's making that in live is technically, I would say it's probably the right fold. Like what are they coming in and they're not jamming. If you have ace king, they're not jamming anything worse than ace king, and not calling your massive check raise on the turn, and then you're checking to them and they're putting their $100 in on the end. They're just gonna check back down, especially when the flush gets.
the one thing on when you
you
did
can
your
also
calculation
use that to your
turn,
advantage in the future.
yeah, I think uh, I think on the turn that you can count on getting this extra 100 that you didn't get, and we didn't count that. We didn't count your implied odds, and I think we should have, because I think in most ways,
That's a good point. We didn't count implied odds there.
and as it turns out, you didn't get them.
Yeah, there are implied odds here.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a
Okay.
very good point. It's not much, right? Once we call it's not much. It's $100, but there are implied $100 does measure into the implied odds and probably gets us there.
All right. So let me throw out one other possibility for his hand, and then we'll move on,
Okay.
which is that it's a bluff. This is where the bluff comes from. Is reading into your sizing on the turn that your strong value hates the diamond and bets bigger on the two flush board.
That could be true. So when you say strong value, do you mean two pair plus, or you mean strong kings?
Any strong king plus.
Okay.
Your king queen plus bets bigger on the turn. Your made hands
To deny equity to the back
deny
door.
equity to the extra to one of the draws, because he calls you with some back doors, right? He calls you with some clubs.
Yeah, he should.
He
Yeah.
calls you with some diamonds. The diamond comes in, so you bet bigger here, probably.
We actually do, I think, in theory, bet bigger on a double flush board when it comes in.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? I mean, if you did have king 10 against him, wouldn't you bet bigger? If you did have pocket fives?
Yes, on king 10, I would definitely
Okay.
want to deny some
I'm not
equity.
saying he's that good, but you're saying he's that good a player, and you're good enough to at least think about that. So when you're balancing it against him folding a set of kings to $100 on the river in this, and him reading something into your sizing, I think both are equally likely because both are unlikely.
Yeah, this looks like such a most underbluff spot in poker. This looks like such a nutted combo.
Yeah. And I think, Mike, I don't think he's folding queen jack ever.
Yeah, I don't think he's folding queen jack.
Yeah. The argument against it, you can make the argument against two pairs and sets, but not queen jack.
Yeah. All right, so I'll ask you guys, would it be interesting to put this turn spot into the magic solver and then node lock him, incrementally take away bluffs that solver's gonna have here until we get to a fold, or do we want to just move on?
No, not to get to a fold.
There will not be a fold.
Eventually, I think there's going to
mean,
be a fold
eventually,
because
yeah,
we're not getting
eventually-
direct odds.
Well, you're not going to fold, but
I think eventually we'll
Nah.
get to a fold here because eventually we're just not going to have enough equity against his range to call.
Not with this combo, no.
Well, we're being offered 30% here. And eventually we're going to get to a point where we're not going to meet that equity requirement.
right.
You
But the
could-
big,
You could put it in and have the solver just take out all this bluff and see if the solver calls.
What do you think, Scotty? You wanna ask Josh to do that, or you want to move on?
yeah, let's do it. Let's.
Josh, are you
got it for that, Josh?
comfortable for
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that?
sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's kind of an interesting spot because it's something we can learn from, I think, because we can begin to understand when this becomes a not profitable call. Like how tight does this check raise have to get before, in theory, we no longer have a profitable call here?
Right. And while you're doing that, Josh, so take the screen, Josh. The thing I don't think we know lock him on is, and we're not going to get paid when we get there. That's just, yes, that happened, but I don't think we can. I don't
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
should factor that
that
in.
that's valid. All right, so if you take the screen, I'm going to stop sharing. You can take the screen, and we'll build the hand.
I don't think the solver's gonna bluff if you take off all his bluffs.
Right.
You know, I don't think the solver's going to. Well, that we're trying. There's going to be a point where it's not profitable anymore.
Yeah.
The question is when. Oh, you already got him there.
And we'll see
Awesome.
and we'll see
Yeah,
which
we'll
one.
do it. You want to do it again? What was it? 100.
Yeah,
100
so
bids, yeah.
we're like starting like. Well, let's put these direct numbers in. So, I mean, if we could do this perfectly, we'll do it perfectly. So, when you go to build it, starting pot is $37. So if you go to change and then make it Chippy V. Are we
Okay.
already in the AI? We're
No,
not.
not yet.
Let's go to the AI first. Let's just build it in the AI. How do you get to the AI without telling it? I don't know. I guess, yeah.
There we go.
All right, so Chippy V, do you want to start with pot size? Because this
Pot
will be,
size?
yeah,
I
let's
don't know
do.
what I'm doing. You have to tell me what to do.
Okay, hit X here. Okay, now go to pot. The starting pot is 37.
37? Big
37. Yeah, we're just gonna do it in dollars because it doesn't matter. It's all about SPR. 37,
Okay.
and then effective is 369. All right, now let's build out our ranges. So let's go to him. Let's give him a little wider because he is live. Let's give him I was claiming he had King Jack off. I think he has Ace 10 off. I think he has Ace 10, King 10.
No,
hand.
just let him play perfectly until where the decision spot is, and then tone down his bluffing. That's
What's
the
your
way.
argument for that, Sam?
That means if the solver, when you do that, when you the solver tells you to call, you're gonna have a more profitable call, and if the solver tells you to fold, then you have a more profitable fold. If you go by it that way, because if you give him a starting range that's wider or tighter, that's just gonna it's not gonna reflect as well.
As well on what?
Let's see. I don't know how to explain it. See, because right now you're just guessing.
Yeah, but how is
You're guessing his
making a
starting
presumption
range.
about what his opening range is
Let's just say he
never a
plays.
guess?
Let's just say he plays perfectly until the spot where he raises you, and then tell the solver that
I
there's
don't.
just less bluffs.
Okay, I'm still not clear as to why that is a better way to approach this.
He's saying that
Frankly.
because under that
Because
assumption, then when you pull out all the bluffs, you're already, and then you add that he has a wider range, then it becomes more profitable to bluff.
Okay, well, let's go look at his range again.
Well, how do you know his range? You're just guessing, right?
Well,
yeah, you don't
this is
know.
also a
That's the
guess.
thing.
No one knows his range. I mean, I don't know what his opening range is. The only person who
So-
knows what his opening range is the guy who opened from
Well,
ETG.
Let's say this. Have you
But
seen in the past? Have you
we
seen
know
him open too wide?
that by nature, any live player the majority of live players are what is this?
Okay,
This
okay,
is
let's put it this
13% of hands from ETG. Most
Okay,
live
let's
players
say
are going to
he
be
does-
wider than
he
13% of
does like-
hands.
He does like that.
All right, fine. All
you
right.
know,
Okay, now let's go look at my
something
range.
like
Because my range is probably going to be different.
The ace queen calls every time. Ace jack calls a lot.
Yeah.
Suited.
So I don't have ace queen here off at all. That's a 3-bet fold for me. So pull out ace queen off. And against this particular player, we'll make this specific. I'm going to lack any suited connectors.
You're just going to fold all the suited connectors pre-flop. Okay, good. And you're going to call all the ace jack suiteds.
And I'm going to call the ace jack suited. So I'm not going
Zero
to make
zero
3-bets with
percent
those.
ace king offsuit, 0% ace.
And then
Yeah.
and then you can get rid of ace 9. I'm going to chuck that against this player.
You fold that.
Yeah. And ace 8 I'm chucking. And I'm not going to have ace 5 suited because I can't help 3-bet that. And I'm not going to have ace 4 suited. And then I'm going to have full frequency king queen suited, king jack suited.
Do you want to just give everything else that you're playing full frequency?
No, that's fine. That looks good. I'm going to mix in some king 10 suited 3-bets against this guy.
Okay.
And then jacks full frequency, queen jack suited full frequency, and queens full frequency,
Yeah,
or
I
are
think
you gonna
so.
3-bet queens?
Yeah, but
I'm going to
aren't you
mix queens.
Aren't you gonna mess up the decision tree if you do this?
No, this is a node locking.
Yeah.
How would this mess up the decision tree?
No, but we should node lock your opponent's range, not your range.
No, we should node lock his range to what
This
he
is the
actually-
range we do
Well,
know.
let's get our terms right. This isn't node
It
locking.
affects-
Okay.
This is building a range. Which is
Yeah.
different than node locking. Node locking is making assumptions and about what he's going to do with certain aspects of his range post flop.
Right.
So let's give you full frequency jacks and queen jack suited, please, and then we'll call it there. All right, that's good. That looks good.
Are
Okay.
you ever calling?
And yeah, it
those fours
affects
and
the
fives?
decision tree.
By the
I'm
way,
sorry.
Okay.
Say it again.
were you ever calling those 4s and 5s?
Yeah, we'll leave those in there.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
like, that's
Okay,
fine.
You get to flop the 5s.
Okay, and then we'll just worry about sizing. Can you click down on bet sizing? We'll just decide on his bet sizing as it goes. All right, let's create the solution here with this flop.
What was it? King
Okay,
10.
flop is king of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. And he is mixing his
Would you-
entire range. He checks. Now I choose a 60% here. I choose a 60% and 80%. So give me can I have 3 sizing, sir? Like 25, 60, and overbet 125? Okay, let's see how much it chooses here. We might have to node lock if it doesn't like the sizing. It might choose 60 with some portion of its range. Not very much. What's it do specifically with? So can you go back to me here? What does it choose specifically with ace jack club here?
It
It
has
has a
the
little
20.
bit-
It's the
it has a little
25%.
bit of a 60.
All right. So let's go back to cutoff. We're gonna have to give me more sizing. So go to cutoff here.
Cutoff?
And yeah, go to the cutoff, my decision point on cutoff, and then click the pencil. Where'd it go? Just disappeared. Oh, it's thinking. Hit X here. We just wanna node lock it to give me. So if you hit the pencil there, you can cut off now.
Yeah.
That's
Just give
not
you
what I
plus
want to
6.
do. Okay, hit.
What do you want to do?
Just give yourself.
Oh, I
6
want to node lock here. So hit the lock. Sorry.
The lock. Yeah.
I apologize. Okay, now what we can do to cheat this is, can you pull up about, can you give like 15 more percent to like 20% of bet 22? So we're going to add that into the, we're going to add that into the, okay, that's good. Now apply, it's mixing that sizing in. Yeah, okay, so we're doing that. Yeah, that's fine.
One
And
thing
hit
though,
apply.
did it lower the amount of time you did 9.3 when you
Yeah,
did
it did.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
why don't we pull out some checks here to like 40%? And now, okay, now that's good. Now hit apply. And now go to ace jack suited again. Let's make sure it's mixing in that sizing. Yeah.
Lots. Yep, yep, it's in there.
Yeah. Can you click on the combo? Let's see what it's doing it with.
Ace jack suited. Click on ace jack suited.
Yeah, click on. Okay, and then actually hit clear first, please.
So click on the bet 60 or that'll do it. Yeah. There you
Now
go.
I'll click on the combo so we can look at what all the different combos of ace jack are doing. Perfect. Yeah, so we're using that. It likes to use that sizing.
Yep.
It's mixing. This is good. All right, so now thank you, Josh. Now let's get B60. And then the turn was 2 diamonds. Now it gets interesting. He's got donks. We'll pull out all his donks because he doesn't have that. So let's just go to the
lock.
block and get check pure. He doesn't donk here. Apply. Check. Now, yeah,
What?
okay. So it likes to polarize here when it chooses to bet. Now it's going to get interesting. So let's just change my single sizing to, we can give myself, it's always going to use the bigger sizing, but let's change it to what I use, which is like 80%. Let's give myself like 80% and then a 20%, but I think it's always going to use the 80%. And we'll pull out the 104. You could X out the 104.
We didn't. So now we get to see how much it loves the.
It
It
loves
likes to
it.
overbet. But
Right.
let's go back to the bet sizing options and pull it and X out the overbet. Yeah, perfect.
There's one nice thing here, Larry, that we've learned. It
What's
does
that?
appear to be. It does appear to be choosing the size that it likes the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It
think
wasn't doing that before, so that's nice.
it's designed to choose what it thinks the optimal size is.
Yeah.
But okay, so now it's going to get interesting. So now we choose the B80 and
He should just
his
rip.
check. It
He
might
did
just
like a weird
rip.
bet.
Okay, so hold on. Let me just get the sizing up and then I'll. Okay, so what does it do? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it because I was looking at the hand. What does it do
It
here?
just rips. It just rips or calls. It doesn't raise.
All right, well we're gonna give it its raise and we might have to no lock it, but well, this is what the whole point of this exercise is. All right,
It
so
was kind of a
now
weird bet he did, right? Like,
it's kind of a weird sizing, but I think we're gonna see. So he
what was it?
raises to 250. So you
Well,
see how it says you could change that from um see how it clicks down? Yeah, okay, that'll work, I think. That's fine.
like that?
Yeah.
253?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Nope, doesn't do it.
Yeah, but that's fine. We just take out the 133. We just don't allow him to jam. We
Yeah,
say
take
that-
out his
Yeah.
and then see if he uses this.
Now he uses it.
Now see kings is in there.
All right. What's his bluff?
He found
Now-
more bluffs whenever he wasn't ripping it than he did.
Now the question becomes
Okay.
Jack 10.
now the question becomes, do we want to give him more of this or we want to give him less of this or leave it what it wants? Leave it as.
Wanted to pull out bluffs. You just wanted to pull out the bluffs. So
Well, let's
Move.
okay. Well, I think first before we go to that, do we want to see how I react to that?
Yes.
yes, that's a perfect thing.
All right. So let's go to me now. Let's go to
Fold.
ace jack.
You fold.
Pairs fold.
Okay. Wow. I see. I thought it was a fold. Now let's
Yep.
let's go to EV. Let's look at how bad my call was.
Minus 05.
Is it?
That's what I think that means.
-9. Yeah, that's a really bad call.
Hmm.
If you go to EV, does it look the same? Instead of strategy plus EV, if you go to EV, does it look the same?
I will point out one thing. The solver agrees that there was no reason to jam.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a bad call. It's a really bad call, actually.
Good call, Larry.
We don't have to. What are we calling off here then? Let's look at this whole range. What do we have to call? We have to have the combo draw,
The open-ended combo draw.
the open-ended combo draw. We're mixing jams with King Queen S. King Jack S. We're shoving. Can we look at breakdown real quick? Well, actually, can you hit clear and then can we look at breakdown? Hit clear. All right, this is what we're doing. So we start to mix. Jack 10 is bluff shoving our calling, our folding. That's like our weird.
Blocking king 10 and pocket tens.
Yeah, that's our weird like tertiary on the edge shove fold hand. And then what's our pocket of calling here? That's next. That's the combo draw
The
with
upper combo
open-ended combo draw.
shot, right? Because because it doesn't believe that an ace is good for you.
Queen 10 is this other weird tertiary blocker to the tens, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, fuck you, our call, our fold. And then this is the very bottom of our call off range here is what? A very bad king.
Yeah.
So the weird thing is I would rather fold this than ace jack club. I think that's clearly that's faulty in logic here.
If you remove the more of his bluffs you remove, the more of these king jacks that will fold.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So can you I think our ace jack club is right in this area right below this green area. Can you go just to the left a little bit, Josh? Thank you. Ace 10 fold. Damn, ace jack is just really a shitty hand here. Ace jack club combo draw.
Yeah.
It's down here with the ace queen.
Yeah.
It's the same hand as ace queen club.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where is it?
That's because in his bluffs, he has hands that beat you, but once you tone it down, it might change.
Well, Ace, did you see when in this dynamic he's supposed to be like having some portion of the time he does the Jack 10.
Yeah.
He's gonna have bluffs here in what his check raise is because it's the solver.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we
but-
don't.
Now,
we
if
just
you remove those, let's see what it tells you about how much
Those,
Ace Jack.
then I bet the jack 10 bluff goes away.
all right. So you want to node lock his check raise range?
Yeah, if you no lock it and remove Queen 10 and Jack 10, you
All right.
probably.
Can you go back to strategy here, Josh, so we can take a look at what his check range is? Thank you, sir. So his check raise range is really actually quite small here, right?
Right.
5-4, 5-6.
Yeah. If you take away the 5,
One
4,
of the-
5, 6.
One of the
Jack
problems
10,
too is
Queen
that
10.
it has fives check raising the flop at full frequency. You could add them. You could add that they call it frequency.
Okay. I mean, we can do that. We can go back to cutoff.
That's okay for now. Just pull out Jack 10, Queen 10, and 6-5 and 5-4.
Well, do you want to now? Do you want to go back earlier in the trade, a UTG
No, for now that's
reaction
not.
to my bet and pull out fives
And
as a check
value,
raise?
we don't need more value.
Yeah, we can just pull out the bluffs for now.
Okay.
Well,
that's
you
fine.
don't have to pull them all out. Pull some of them out and see how it
I would add
reacts.
different ones. I would add different ones though if we're gonna do this. Like I would add Queen 9 suited instead of like Jack 10, Queen 10,
Yeah,
All
but
right. Well,
now
let's pull out some bluffs. Let's go.
or Queen Jack of Diamonds.
Josh, if you could go to the lock here, the lock actually, sir. Okay. Now if we want to pull out his check raise, let's just pull out 5-4. So if we go down to 5-4 here, And then we go to, I think we can go to, like, I guess it's calling it because it's a, let's make it a fold. I don't know if,
Make him fold.
Fold.
yeah, and then make that a
6-5.
fold and then apply. We'll just pull out that one.
And he folds 6-5 also, but
All right.
but that's fine.
Well, that wasn't check raising. So now when he check raises and then hit the clear, and then this is our reaction. So we pulled out a bluff.
We're still.
So what has
What?
changed?
We don't bluff the
Cold
jack.
pocket tens, he's crazy.
We don't bluff the jack 10 and the queen 10 anymore.
Notice that's right. We're folding a set here. We're folding middle set. Were we folding middle set
What?
before?
No.
So I would say that's the most dramatic situation, right? That we're now folding middle set. We weren't folding middle set before. Can you click?
What?
Can you click tens here? And then go to EV? And then choose the EV drop down and see what kind of
I don't think
how much of a mistake calling this is now.
What?
Wow.
I don't
Then how is
understand.
bottom set just getting or pocket five just getting froggy?
No, I don't think this thing is right. I don't think this thing is built out correctly.
Well, what do you think
There's
the
no-
problem is, Sam?
There's no way there's no way when your opponent is under bluffing, the range is way stronger and you still jam 16% folding middle set. This thing isn't right. Intuitively, it's not right. This thing is wrong. It's wrong.
Well, what do you
Because
think we should change to make it right, Sam?
There's nothing. The
Nothing.
whatever's running it behind it, it's wrong. It's
So
just
there's
wrong.
nothing we can do to make it work.
There's nothing you could do to make it work. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You're pulling out your opponent's bluff. That means the opponent's range is stronger, and now you're jamming 60. It just makes no sense to me. This thing just makes no sense.
And you do have a point. It doesn't make sense that it's jamming. It's calling fives and you're jamming fives and folding tens.
If you look at
but
It was now like free betting.
Like, why would you
6-5
jam king
somehow.
queen? Like, go back to it. Why would you jam king queen if your opponent's bluffing less?
Because the value that he's jamming is his pocket his pocket kings. That's
I don't think this thing is fucking. This thing is like wrong.
because he's
why
only
does it
jamming
do fives then? Why does
He's
it do
only jamming
fives then?
two pair and top set, right?
right. So when you have 10-10, he has his king kings because he can't have the king 10, queen 10, and jack 10. When you have 5-5, he can have the king 10, queen 10, and jack 10. That's where the logic comes from. Because his jams are only this is the thing you have to look at is what his range is that we've limited to. It's the king, and when we have a king that pushes him drastically down to his queen 10, jack 10 part of his range.
Scotty's right. We just can't blindly dismiss it. It's all about range versus range interaction. It's not. I mean, we're on an equilibrium here, even though we're no lacking. It's range versus range interaction. How when he is lacking certain bluffs, does that change his entire range? That's what it's telling us.
Yeah, this is
saying it's just all nonsense and bullshit. Doubtful. We might be actually implementing the tool incorrectly, but I
think we made too much adjustments. There's too many things going on.
No, it's the computer knows the other computer's range perfectly, right? So
yeah, it does. I mean,
exactly what to do.
Essentially, on the back end, it's not running this 1,000 times because it's the AI. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think we can. I mean, too many people are using this tool very successfully for us to dismiss it as a faulty tool.
It is possible that the back end is making the error. I think it is more likely that our assumptions have led to a crazy solution.
Yeah,
it is possible. What Sam is saying is possible. The AI back end could be faulty. There are problems with AI back ends, but we'll just leave it at that. But I think I think it's more likely
he's only raising top set and things with a 10.
Yeah.
So if we have all the 10s, we're against top set. You know,
we have a 10.
makes sense.
Whenever we have a 10, he has top set.
Yeah, that is essentially what this is telling. This is
Whenever we
range
got-
versus range interaction. We're
Whenever we
blocking
got-
his
Yeah.
a big portion of his check raising range.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, our tens go down in value.
Right.
But if we
When we
pull
got
out the
five-
And then when we
bluffs,
so we can double check this. Let's go back to cutoff. We'll move on after this because this
Yeah.
is very, very. I mean, I'm sorry. Can we go back to UTG on turn? Right, actually here, yeah, and then hit hit the lock. All right, now let's add back in 2 bluffs down here. Let's add back 6-5 as a bluff, check raise sometimes. Whatever our rate, yeah. Let's add 6, and then let's also add 6-5 in. Well, maybe
6-5 was in.
we've made 5-4 call. Is that what we wanted to do? No. Okay.
yeah. Okay, and then let's add in as a bluff 6-5 too. Kind of has the same
6-5 was
profile.
already in. We didn't touch that.
Well, let's
Yeah.
add it as a check raise here.
You just want
Check raise bluff here. Okay, now let's hit apply.
Right. And now this is going to.
Wait, no, pull
And
out
now we
the-
think this is going to
Already
bring
played
back
fives.
tens as a call. And then so let's give us a check raise again.
Yep.
And now tens are back.
Right. And look at how we play fives now.
And yeah. Do you understand what's happening here, Sam?
Sure.
Okay, good. Good. No, I've got your buy-in.
Right.
That's just an example of range versus range interaction, right? When we pull out all his bluffs, all of a sudden our tens aren't worth as much because all his check races are coming from kings. So this goes back to what we've talked about when we've looked at this before. When we pull out bluffs, from villain, we can dramatically overfold. And that is essentially what it's telling us here. Now notice the other thing we can do here, or we can move on to my next hand, it's up to you guys. We can add more bluffs in their check raising range and see how many bluffs we have to add until ace jack clubs become a call.
I would adjust all of this. Like I would change that. I would pull out all the showdown value bluffs and put in all like more draw.
From UTG.
Yeah,
Buffer.
that's what I think is more accurate. Like I don't think this matters as much because like he's likely not finding the bluffs with 6-5-5-4, queen 10 and jack.
All right, well, let's just add a couple more bluffs and see if that
It would
gets
be
us
all
to
the value, wouldn't it? It would just put aces in there and stuff. You know, like-
Well,
yeah, add
maybe we
aces.
had
Aces are a really
ace
good one.
king.
So let's add aces at the same frequency as kings, which is, well, let's not make it pure. Let's mix it. Let's make it like 40%.
So aces, kings, tens, fives. None of the king 10, queen 10, jack 10. And then we
Mhm.
put in the queen jacks, all the queen jacks.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we put
And then
and then
let's
queen
make that king. And what else? We want in tens. So that looks good.
Jack
Now
ten
let's hit apply.
Yeah. And then
Well,
take
And
out-
let's see if ace jack clubs
out-
But you
becomes a
block
call now.
aces.
we should
True.
we should put
We don't have the bluffs yet.
So ace jack is. Can you? It looks like no. We don't have any calls yet. No.
No,
It's
because
le-
you don't
it's
have the
less
queen-
bad
you don't
call.
have the queen jack bluff
You're
yet.
losing less.
Say it again.
You're only losing
You're losing
3.8
less.
rather than
yeah.
6 point whatever it was.
Yeah. So, do we want to continue to add in bluffs until we get a call at 8 jack, or we want to move on to the next hand? What do you guys think is more productive of our time?
Let's take 1 second since we got this far.
I wanted
Take out the queen 10, jack 10 bluff.
Take
On
out.
Go to just fold or call with them. Do like
It doesn't
50%
matter because we
frequency.
don't get in that node. But yeah, I would
You
I
got to
would say-
take out raise and added raise back
say
in.
queen 10, queen 10 and jack 10 fold
There you go.
and put in and king
Oh,
10.
Queen jack.
King 10 is 2 pair, and so let's make it bluff. Let's get the value bet from king 10 that we expect. Up that frequency.
The value check raise.
The value check raise, yeah. Okay.
Do that with here real quick.
Right
Do
now-
that with kings, aces, queens, and fives. Do full raise frequency.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably unlikely. Remove all the tens and then add. And then I would put in a 25% with queen jack.
Mhm. Yeah, tens are pure. Where he's raising the tens pure. We've said. Okay, there.
Yep.
And now
Yeah, that's good. No, keep it at. Okay, yeah, that works. And then, do we want to remove jacks and queens?
no, he's just calling him. This is
Okay.
accurate.
And then king, queen just calls, all that stuff just calls, ace 10. Probably maybe just calls, and then 9, and then remove all the bluffs with 6-5 and 5-4. So put those at a full fold frequency and not a call. And remove king 5 as well. And then we can remove.
So king 5 is a.
King 5 is 2 pair.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, no, put that at a full raise frequency.
I mean,
Okay.
there's a back arrow, right? Can't you use that to?
And then so then what do we think? And then let's put a quarter, 25% of the time ace king raises here. Yep.
There you go.
And then do ace king, both ace kings, and then what is one other bluff? Maybe ace queen suited.
Ace
Do we
queen,
think?
both ace queen suited.
Yeah, let's do the ace queen suited.
So click on ace queen. Now you got to node lock certain combos.
Diamonds and clubs. So diamonds and clubs, then we can do 25%.
Yeah, so if you click
Raise.
on diamonds and clubs, it might do it. There we go, and then the other one. Perfect. All right, I think that's good.
Right. And then
That's good.
so are we good
Same thing with the
everywhere?
ace jack.
Okay.
Same
Because I
thing
think
with
this is just more accurate. These are the bluffs he's gonna find if he's gonna find them.
Okay,
And then
let's hit
we could do
apply.
ace jack. Yeah, we could do ace jack too if we wanted to.
ace jack, same as ace queen.
Yeah. Ace, you click, they click on the thing and do what you did there. And
You did, yeah.
apply. Now
And
he
ace
raises.
jack.
And now you have some sort of jamming with ace jack
Can
suit.
you click over ace jack? I assume we're going to now shove. Now this is so ace jack diamond is
What's that? Where's ace jack of clubs?
There's none.
We played it
where did we
different-
lose ace jack of clubs?
We played it differently because of his
Go
later-
back, go to our cutoff node here. And then click on ace jack. So we're playing it
you
differently
never-
now. We check it. So if we want to node lock and add it in.
Yeah, add a bet of 80%. Add that a bet 80% at a
I'll hit
frequency.
here. Go to ace jack. Yeah. Sure. And then go to ace jack. And then click, yeah. Okay, now apply.
because it's adjusting all the solver now knows this is how you're playing ace jack, so it's adjusting all the opponents. for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. It's adjusting.
Yeah.
And now
This should be more accurate.
we're indifferent.
Yep.
We're mixed. We've done the job of rationalizing our play by node locking our opponent.
I would say that in the future, if this is what we're going to give him, we can still fold here. Considering that most opponents.
Yeah,
are
I think
bluffing here.
I think this is a hero fold. Even though we've got royal draw, otherwise known as a combo draw, I think it's a hero fold.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you guys think this was worth it, other than just being interesting theoretical mind play?
I think we kind of knew that this
I
was going to
didn't
be
get
the
it.
result we get.
I didn't get any insights from the solver part of it, but I did get experience with using the AI. So when in a time when we need we'll be further along the next time we do this, where we're going to get a real insight that we didn't already know.
Yeah, I think we made too many adjustments at one point, so it was hard to follow, and then it became just jumbled.
Yep.
Let's look at this one more time. Let's look at his, can you go back? Let's not make any more changes, but can you go back to his check region here? All right, so can you just hit raise here at the bottom, and we can just look at this? All right, so aces, we decided he was going to check raise a lot. Top set, ace king is a bluff, king 10 value, queen jack
Basically, top
combo,
bluff.
tens.
Queen jack is the queen jack, ace queen, and ace jack are the bluffs.
Yeah. So,
And
okay. All right, thank
he
you.
has
And then
them,
could you clear here
right?
again,
And he
please,
has them
Josh?
not often when we have them.
Yeah. And then go to cutoff. Our final decision point here. And let's just look at what we're doing here, and then we'll call it and move on to the next hand. So, giving him that range with a very plentiful amount of check raise bluffs, we're never folding two pair plus, right? No, we're jamming two pair plus, jamming our sets, our overpairs are mixed, and our combo
This would make
draw is mixing.
this should make sense to Sam because the reason it didn't make sense was because now we're going to be calling all these hands. We were right jamming all these hands that we weren't before because they're not finding the bluffs that solver.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Why is diamonds jamming and clubs not with the ace jack?
I would guess it has, well, any solution solver makes is because of the interaction with villain range. To understand why it's doing this, we'd have to go look and see
Just
what
because we
UTG
want
is
him to
doing.
have clubs, right? Yeah.
I don't think we should worry about it. I mean, if you look at the EV, the jamming is losing money. It's not even making money. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand why. Is it just because it's backdoor, so he's more likely to have clubs?
It has
We'd have to go look at what UTG is check raising here to understand check raising and calling. And then once we understood how their range interacted with ace jack diamond, that would give us our answer.
And I don't think
So
your
he,
play calling with the combo draw it's a bad thing because you still got money behind. I think the check raise range is too strong. Once you hit, you always get paid. It's almost 95% of the time he has two pair plus. And it doesn't matter if the straight came in or the flush came in.
This time he did not.
But Larry, so Sam, you're thinking that you're thinking that against this particular opponent, this particular time, that he wasn't at the top of his value range when he
No,
folded.
I'm thinking about in general
Folds
against
everything.
Against
any
most,
players.
yeah,
I would just call with this hand if there's money behind and I know I'm gonna get it all
right.
if I hit, and I'm not gonna bluff
Look,
unless you have specific reasons saying that you have been playing with this guy for a long time and you know exactly how he's doing. I would just stick with how I would play against like the general population. Like,
Yep. That was very,
if you have,
notice we're pure. He's pure folding.
no, it's not. Look, these kings cool.
Can you hit?
Those ones.
Can you hit strategy? Something is weird here. Can you hit strategy real quick? Just go instead of strategy plus E.
yeah, but they're not folding. Like 100 into what 600, they're not gonna fold.
It's well, solver wants to fold it.
I know Solver wants to fold, but they are not Solver. That's a human across the table from you.
Well, yeah, this guy's really good.
human-
I think he
that
was
human
capable of
did
folding a
fold.
top set here.
That human did fold, but we don't know what his hand was.
Well,
So yeah, we can understand why this is a fold, right? When we look at what our
Yes.
call raise when we look at what our call range is to that check raise, the front door completes. Yeah, it has no. It's just folding. It's folding everything.
All right, let's move on.
All right, I got two more hands. Thank you, Josh. I hope that was helpful. I found that fascinating.
yep.
All right, so I have two more hands, and I'll move it on. All right. Here we go. All right, this is an interesting hand. This actually goes to what we saw in Solver a little bit. So I don't know this guy. He's limping a lot. He came in, he sat down with $500, which is the max buy-in, and he is playing probably 30 or 40%. This guy on the short stack was hitting a vape pen surreptitiously, and we'll pretend we're not seeing because he's really bad. So he's getting high and he's drinking a beer.
Woohoo!
All right.
He ISOs the limper on a short stack. What are you guys doing here?
Raising all the time. Raising to 65 a lot of the time.
Now, 65, I think, is a good idea.
Yeah.
Is Sutton on here? Sutton's not on here. Sutton really likes
Yeah.
to race to like
Just
60,
put him all in.
Put him all in. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sutton really likes to make that play. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really generates folds from this guy, and it says we're ready to play for stacks, but we're pretty fucking deep here, guys. We're pretty deep. And no,
Yeah, but is this guy a tricky
Then go
limper?
to 30,
Is
then
he-
just go to then go to 35. You're gonna get called 35 or 40, you're gonna get called. If 698 re-raises you, you fold. And then we just play for stacks against 65 if he calls.
yeah. So we're 255 bigs
Yes,
deep.
you go
We're
to
pretty
40.
deep.
If you go to 40, it does everything you need.
Yeah, I chose 40 here.
Yeah.
Kind of a
Ooh.
default. And so
What
I've
if we
seen this
do
guy
it so
limp.
that it reopens?
So I
Say
saw
what?
this guy limp once. I didn't see all these showdowns, obviously, but well, the one I pay attention every time he showed his cards.
Oh, you're right.
The one hand he showed here was ace 5 off.
You're right. 40 is bad. 40
Yeah,
is
we want to
bad.
go so that if he
Go to-
jams, it
Yeah.
reopens against the
Yeah.
cap range. We can rejam.
Yeah, this is a
So-
this is a partial bet rule violation. We want to
Yeah,
make it a
35.
size so we can reopen the action. You're right.
Yeah.
This
Now,
this
if we
is
go- if there's a reason to go 65, that's fine. But if we're gonna go 40, we should go 35. Yes.
so this is a partial bet rule problem.
Yes.
So I make it 40, and again, I've seen this guy limp, call ISO, and then showdown with ace 5 off.
Right.
He calls, and
Which is even better than.
the ISO guy gets out of here.
Right. Okay.
And now we go to this flop. So we've got pretty SPR like 4.5. And we got this flop. What are you guys doing here?
Bet 40 and don't go broke on this on this hand.
I choose 30. So I'm
Right.
betting about third pot. I
Why?
think 40 is fine too. I don't think there's much difference between the two. And
Why are you going 30 though?
As opposed to higher or as opposed to check?
Just a reasoning, because I would say that in this spot, the same things they're calling, and they're calling for more money.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be
All
betting
his
at
flush
least
draws and
60.
straight draws are calling,
60,
and
yeah.
you
65.
can just go bigger to target them.
well,
Yeah.
I think generally, so we're against an unknown range. I mean, it's very hard for us to understand what his range is here, right? Except we saw ace 5 off shown down once. So
You
he
can
does have
assume that
ace
it's
5 off here.
Very
He has
wide
like,
range.
he probably has some. I think I'm generally not going to go bigger out of position.
Mhm.
Playing out of position with. So in theory, we don't use a big size here often because we're playing out of position at a very high SPR. When we have this high in SPR, we're not generally incentivized to grow the pot. We play in theory a
Jacks.
bit more defensively in this particular scenario. And I'd argue we play defensively here because we are against essentially a very unclear range.
No, unless he limps twos, fours, or fives, your jacks
you're-
are in great shape. They're very vulnerable, and he's a limper. They like to limp flush draws, and there's a flush draw out there, and there's some straight draws. So I would bet bigger. I'm sure that's
Well,
right.
so the one thing that's good about your size is that you said that he is going to have a very wide range, and you want him to float with a super wide range. But you also, this board connects very well with a lot of hands that he's probably going to continue with. So
Yeah.
all
There's
those
also
hands are
completed
gonna
equity
call.
here, right? So when
Yeah.
there's completed equity, we know also in theory that drives downsizing.
I would say that the argument for going bigger is that you are able to deny equity to bullshit that'll float to a small size. And then you can play like a not two streets, but like this could be a value hand for two streets for you instead of a like going if we go big here and he calls, I think we go big again on the turn and then we check a lot of
Okay, I can see your arguments. I think they're valid. I I choose to play more defensively here in this scenario against a very unclear range and a very significant SPR. But I can understand your point. So I went 30, and then this hand, he clicks it.
Yeah, this is a lot of 5x that's trying to protect itself.
Pocket sixes, pocket
Like
sevens.
sixes,
make
sevens, I
total
think we have a
sense.
clear call.
Yeah, they make total sense to this.
Yeah, I think we have a clear call as well to this
Right.
size. Get a pretty uneventful 10, right?
Yep, check.
So if we think, ooh, I'm trying to
wanna-
figure out if I want to donk here. They do this
Yeah.
so much with they do this so much with like fives and sixes and stuff like that that aren't going to bet again on this turn. And they're not like that min click size is almost never like a set or
So
a straight.
I think donking here is not ideal. And the reason it's not ideal is because when we donk here, we're now giving away his opportunity to tell us information.
Sure.
Right.
Well, he
I mean, you
told
can
us.
when he checks, we're obviously betting a lot of rip.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when
And
we
when he
check to
bets
him, it allows him to either check back saying, haha, I was kidding. It allows him to I mean, we don't we now when we dunk here, we lose information about where he is in his range.
Yeah,
Conveyed to us by his bet sizing.
yeah, I'm not saying donking is the best, but I have a hand similar where and I think that I play with the guy enough to know that I think I should have been donking a lot of turns against him because in
Yeah,
a
okay.
similar spot like this.
Yeah, okay. And again, this is an unknown, and
I think
I'm
you're
really uncomfortable here, frankly, because I don't know what his range,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of range is playing this way, except for what you mentioned. He's got some 5x that wants protection, and I did give him sixes and sevens and eights and said
This is
they
1,
want
2,
protection. But
right?
I was also quite focused on the fact that he limp called a unsuited wheel combo.
All right, I have a
Yeah.
question for you, Larry.
Yeah.
Which is, at this point, once you got raised, there was a certain amount more money that you are not going to lose on this hand, right?
Yes.
We've decided we're not going broke on this hand. Is that true?
I definitely am very cautious at this
Okay.
point. Yes.
So in that way, your bet takes up is using up some of that money. That's one thing. The other thing is this: when you bet here and he calls you, you're not going to bet again on the river, are you?
Well, I don't think donk is a good play here, frankly.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Is that I think the donk. I'm agreeing with you on the donk for your play.
You're just getting to it in a different direction. Yes.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. with
Yeah.
the
So
donk.
hypothetically, if I were to bet here and he were to call, I would either block or check. I would probably block river.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, let's see
I
what
think you
Check
should
at
happens.
the sea size.
like seriously consider about donking because yes, we're facing an unknown range, but you're facing a guy who would limp call, and there's just way more hands that you could get value from compared to the monster under the bed, which is a set or a straight.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Which is fair.
But he
like I
has
would,
told us he's got bluffs probably, but he has
yeah.
told us he's got 2 pair plus.
Right.
He has announced I got 2 pair plus, dude.
No.
So let's
No,
I don't
No,
think he
he's
has
got
yet.
the better hand and
let's see if he says it again.
5.
Right. We check.
Oh, okay.
So essentially now I'm either going with I'm kind of pot committed here. We can't ever if we call here we can't really fold to any river due to pot odds. So it's kind of like at this point fit or
The turn
fold.
set.
I think it's just that. Okay, let's just get down to fundamentals. Is this a shove fold spot, or do we have a call here?
You
It's
can't
not a
you
shuffle
can
spot.
you can call and fold to the river. You can do that, but I think you fold now. I think you overfold.
Anybody else think this is a call? Anybody think this is a fold? Anybody?
I think it's a
I
call.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't fold.
Me either.
All right.
I wouldn't be
I'd
folding.
I
jump.
wouldn't fold. I would make him fire the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
He
see
could.
that.
He could have some kind of like a 4x of hearts. Like people do this kind of shit. So, and
Right.
they would never fire the river. I would not fold here.
All right. Let's see
Never.
what happens.
All right, yeah. So this is my. So I might have been a little bit too. I might have been a little too focused on monsters under the bed, but this looks very much like 2 pair plus to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I think it could have been is this really, I think, points to like 5-4 spade. He doesn't really want to see the flush come in.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to see he doesn't want to see a 3.
And maybe he doesn't want to see a 3. But it's hard. If we're gonna hero call this, we've got to give him a healthy amount of bluffs. And I am not giving him. I'm not giving him a gutter that much here, and I'm not giving him. I'm not giving him a heart draw that
And you're
much
not
here.
giving him credit for having like 9s or 8s.
And when
Would
the
he not
10
have,
comes,
like-
I think I'm maybe stripping him of some 8s and 9s here.
10x.
10x of
With an
hearts.
ace
Could have
10.
looked
9
bucks
of
into a
hearts.
10x.
King 10. He could have those. He could have flush draws.
Sir, you can have bluffs, but the question
Yeah.
is how much we give him credit for having bluffs.
So you folded here?
I
Are they bluffing for this side?
Then, but this is an interesting. I know this is an interesting hand because this is a lot of disagreement on what we should do on turn.
Can you go back before he puts out the 200? What does he bet into? He bets for pot. That's
Essentially, best
basically
pot.
pot.
So my question to the
They,
rest of
they
you,
generally don't bluff for this side.
yeah. My question to the rest of you is those of you who are calling this, assume the river is a blank and you check and he bets the last 160. Are you calling that also? So
No.
you're calling off or are you just calling the 200 more?
No.
Okay.
Like, what hand are they overvaluing here?
Like I said, they could overvalue 9s, 8s, ace 10, king 10.
But 9s and 8s when
There
the
are
10
just
comes
hands
out?
in here that when you say they don't use this size to bluff with, I think they use this size when they think that they have a better hand.
But I think that you can remove 9s and 8s from doing this.
Ace
So
I'm
I
not
think
completely removing them.
Like ace 10 of
you have
hearts
to
is
give him
possibly
some.
like the only.
I think you have to give him some hands that he's betting for value here that we're beating for us to call here.
right.
I didn't give him very many hands that we're beating.
I gave him 6s and 7s on the flop.
Don't think he still has it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
think
seen
solid.
people do
So
this with
that's why I
pocket
called the flop.
nines. So people think they're scared of ace king, scared of an ace coming.
yeah. This is I think this is a very tough spot.
In
Yeah,
my
it is.
And we could tell it's a very tough spot because there's a lot of disagreement here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, let's call it healthy debate. A lot of healthy debate here.
And
Yeah.
just,
So-
in my game, I would not be surprised to see a 6-7 offsuit here. I would not be surprised to see a 5-6 of clubs here and have it continue. Just saying, in my game, I would not be surprised by seeing.
Well,
that.
let me ask you.
My
Let me
players
ask you
are
if
different from
you're
your
including those, which I think are valid. Are you shoving here, or you can just call?
I'm s- I'm think I'm
Shoving doesn't
still-
make any sense if you're doing that.
Well, shoving makes sense because shoving makes a
Yeah,
lot of
against
sense if he has
withdrawals.
6-7, or if he has 5-6, because now some people are going to be compelled to call off, and
Right.
you're
No,
very very ahead.
But you
they've
want them
also
to
got
run
5-4.
their.
They've also got 5-4, 5-5, and 4-4. I'm just saying when you said the bluffs, I'm saying these are the bluffs that the players in my pool I believe do find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, this is a very tough spot. And that's why we're.
If they've got a set of fives, you're screwed anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 outs.
Yeah.
you're going to call the river. If the
Yeah, I
river's
think I'm
not a
folding here.
heart, you're going to call off, right?
Scotty, what was your conclusion?
I'm folding.
I think this is a fold. I think this is a fold live. I think online we can begin to hero because I think it's more. There's more bluffs online, but I think live this is a fold.
Yeah.
But I like that there's disagreement with this hand because this is
It's a big fold.
it's a big fold. This is a very interesting spot.
Yeah.
But
So you're folding aces.
same difference. I think yeah. Well, aces are not the same because we got
got
more
the
ups than the
gutter.
gutter.
Okay, yeah.
Folding kings.
Yeah, I would fold. Kings are the same.
Yeah.
Because he does. I don't think he has queens that he's playing this way. I don't think he has queens jacks that he's playing this way. So all right, big fold, and I think we're indifferent here because our group of 11 people is indifferent,
And we got no reveal.
and we got no reveal.
Okay.
Boo.
Ooh, I agree with. We finally agree on something.
All right. Ace 4.
Oops, this hand we don't need. Ace 4. All right, last hand, and we'll move it on to someone else. Next victim. Get your hand ready, next victim. All right, so Ace 4 suited, and we're
You can't
facing
play
3
this
limps.
wrong. You
Do we
can't
realize
play
our
this
equity, or do we put this into our ISO range?
I'd ISO it, but you can still, but if you just take your equity, that's okay too. I think both are correct.
Yep.
I would
Ooh,
ISO it.
into a big size.
And I'm going to big. No, I generally will polarize with marginal ISO hands like this. Use a bigger size.
Okay.
I don't know if we can call it balancing with aces and kings, but I really want to generate folds here. And also in
We don't care
theory,
about
it's a good thing to reduce
Yeah.
SPR out of position.
Yeah. You're also doing this size with 9s, 10s, and jacks, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to see any cards. So yeah, you have 2 classes of hands that don't want to see more cards, and they're very different. So you're fine.
But of course, this is live, so it doesn't ever work that way.
There we go.
I had dreams, gentlemen.
Good.
I had dreams.
Right. Now you get
And
to
they're
play.
now shuttled.
Then maybe we
Except,
start.
look at
God,
that!
Lord. Then maybe we don't use hands like this to make these big ISOs.
Yes, that is true. This maybe I've talked about this before in this group, and I think that you're right, Mike. I think that we realize equity and that we become linear in our ISO range just as we're linear in our 3-bet range when playing live. I think you are right. I think we can discard this and just check back. Now, watch me fuck up, ladies and gentlemen. How do you fuck up the flop boat? Well, I'd like to give you an example. In my theory head, I said, oh, I'm blocking continues. So I'm going to check.
Oh,
Oh.
I know, I
Oh.
fucked this hand up.
Check.
Check.
what are their continues?
This, I think, is an example of hand I bring to
Their continues are other aces, which will bet, and the spades.
so in
And
theory,
Aces
we
aren't
do a
always
lot
gonna bet
of
here. Other
we
aces
do a
are not
lot
always
of
gonna bet here.
we do a lot of trapping here
Yeah.
because we have essentially a impenetrable hand,
Mhm.
and
You were just scared of
blocking
running into pocket aces slow played, weren't you, Larry?
Yeah, but in theory, you also have a board that probably wants a C bet a lot
Yeah, that's true.
for a small size.
So we get
Okay,
what we
well-
wanted.
Yes.
We got a small bet.
Let me guess, you're not gonna check raise.
Do we want a fast play here, or do we want to trap?
We
Wouldn't check
wanna-
raise small.
You want to keep
fast
the other
play.
guy in the pot as well, right? So
Ryan is very. I think Ryan has hit the
Small
nail on
check
the wall.
raise.
If this guy's
I like
any,
a small.
if he has any continues, we want him in.
Okay.
Yeah, but if
And
we
then-
small check raise, he might continue with any of those continues anyways. Because what are his continues? An ace, a naked ace, and or a spade draw.
Does he continue with 5-3
Fuck, we click
suited
this
if
to
we
like
raise?
55.
Does
I
he
don't know.
continue with 5-6 if we raise?
The check raise might start him thinking about folding something like ace X.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think we've chosen the trap, and now we're getting what we want. I think we slow play.
Okay.
But
I kind of agree with that though.
We're just gonna on the when it goes check on the turn, we just have to overbet the river to punish the ace. Oh, this is
flush
horrible.
This
comes
hand
in.
is this is not going.
What
This
is his range?
His
ace
spade
X
draws and ace
and
X.
spade draws.
So I'll
Let's
give you a
bet
hint to his
small.
range. 126, and he bets 40 to 126. What do we think his range is?
Ace X.
Yeah, I think this is ace X, and I think he's lacking. Unless it's the very bottom of his flush draw of his flushes, like an 8 high flush or a 7 high flush. I think this is pure ace X.
I think this is overweighted to ace X compared to flush draws too.
What are you guys doing here?
I
Very
think
easy.
that we should have donked again.
Yeah,
I do. It's like it makes a lot of sense. All of his aces are going to continue to a small donk, and his flushes are going to raise off some portion of it.
I think if there is a spot to donk, this is it. I am buying into your donk here because a
Because we
donk
donk for bigger than 40.
because
Yes, we donk
we
for.
donk bigger than 40, and a donk looks weird and weak.
I
When
wouldn't
in
even donk
fact it's
that much
not weird
bigger
and
than.
weak. It's the very top of our range. We've
We go
got
like
second nuts here, and I think I would only donk with nuts or second nuts here.
yeah, but like it's just great though because when he has ace X here, you have to donk the river here a lot of the time. When you just if you just call here
Yeah.
because
So
he's not betting his ace on the river.
watch me fuck up the second nuts. I choose to slow
Third
play.
nuts. Third nuts.
What about this guy that
Oh,
you
you're
meet up
right.
with
Third
and
nuts,
you
quad four.
talk about
Oh, you can't do
strategy
quad
with,
fours.
and he
Seven,
always
seven.
says,
What?
7-7 ace ace. Go on.
Yeah, 7-7 ace ace.
He doesn't have that.
All right. Inconsequential 6.
Did you-
206 in the
I missed your
middle.
action. What did you do?
Called.
I slow
He
played.
called the baby sizing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Now
think we got. I think it's a clear. I think the biggest error here I made. I'm gonna make another error. Don't worry. Biggest error I make here is this is a pure check raise.
Yeah.
And our check raise size here should be to like
To 100. To
100 is good.
Something like
100 is
that.
perfect.
He's got to call it. We're targeting an ace.
So I made a huge mistake here because I now have the ability to exploit what I think is humans' biggest foible in poker is the sunken cost fallacy.
Right.
He's now made 2 bets. He's invested into this hand, and I did not exploit this. And this is the most obvious profitable exploit in poker here, which is to bet $100 here. Never do this. Never make this huge error, which I made here, which is I chose to slow play. Check, check. Exactly what we thought.
"Yep,
I essentially lost about $200 on this hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never do this. I think the right play here is
Don't bet.
the right.
Bet, bet,
I'm
bet."
okay with the slow play here, keeping this guy in. I can get behind this check here, but this is a clear check raise, $100.
Yeah.
What is our 75 in the pot pre-flop, right? And we have 300 behind.
Right now,
375. What did we have? It was 75 in the
pre-flop
pot
or
pre-flop.
on
Our
on
SPR is
flop?
low enough. Yeah, on the flop that we can go bet, bet, bet.
Yeah, we can.
Like I think with
I-
this SPR, it's very nice to just go like 5 here. And you
Betting-
don't shut out. You're not going to shut out as much versus when you check raise.
Betting here is fine, but I think we do get to trap this at some frequency. I think it's okay to continue to trap when he bets here, but this is an obligatory check raise.
Right. And then there's one more. If you make this choice, which I'm against, and you call here, I think you have to donk the river because we're putting him on an ace, and we have to acknowledge that a lot of
He's not
aces
good.
don't bet thinly enough for value on the river because you might have a flush draw and you might have a 4 and you
Yeah.
might have a better ace. They go, what's calling me that I beat? And they check behind, which is what he did. So you have to
Yeah.
bet this river. And you have
Yeah.
to bet
Agreed.
bigger, and you have to bet bigger on the river than he was going to bet when he bets.
What donk size would you use here?
If I was gonna, uh, what do we think a weak ace is gonna? We need to
I
make a
think
weak ace
I
fold.
think
We would jam, right?
150. 150.
200
Much.
is optimistic. 100 is easy, and 300 is too much. So I would go I would go 160.
Yeah, I think around 150, 160 is right. Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you looking at my hands. Thanks to Josh for the no locking. I really appreciate you
You're
doing that,
welcome.
and I'll pass it on to the next person.
Right?
Got a hand.
Okay, you want to take it, Brian?
Take it. Let me move my screens around.
Okay.
All
I know
right.
it's 3 or 4. Okay, let me stop sharing. There you go.
Stop. All right.
All right.
Oh, I don't like this.
Pocket nines.
Here we go. All right, pocket nine. Oh, I'm starting to remember this hand. This was an interesting.
Can you
What do you guys
expand
want
your
to do?
screen a little more, Brian?
And it?
Can you expand it more? Yeah, make it bigger.
Good.
Not that big.
I'm kidding.
There we
There you
go.
go.
That good.
Perfect.
Okay. What do you guys want to do here? Don't know much.
Uh,
Never played with this guy. This is like the
some
first.
some 3 betting, some folding, and a tiny bit of calling.
Yeah, I think
Tiny.
that unknown. I mean, I think that this can be a better call and play this for set money value of it when you're at an unknown. And it like because later
I
on I
would
played more with
call.
this guy and saw I played more with this guy and saw that he was splitting range.
Right. And
That
the
this is
thing
a
about
better.
I
and the
don't
reason,
think I think playing this hand out of position
yeah,
is really, really unpleasant.
Or fold, yes, fold is not terrible.
yeah.
I don't so I think you're deep enough. I think if you call here, you're gonna get a lot of calls behind, and all of a sudden your set mining is profitable.
Yeah, that's good. I don't mind that.
I think I like call here. I am not I don't have the balls to try to play this out of position.
Shocking.
Get
I'm
in.
gonna three bet it.
I don't hate that, but
Someone's
I
got
This
the
want to go a
size,
little
balls.
bigger. I want
the
to go.
size is small,
Yeah.
but
Wouldn't
been
it
using
should be
Sam's
like
theory
65
of
or 70,
yes, but
right?
I've been making an adjustment, and this is something that Sam does. That it's basically they're calling and folding to the same thing, unless I go to something egregious here, like 90.
Hmm.
That I might as well use the small with your hands like this, and then the bigger size, very strong.
Okay. So
Aces.
Jackson Queens go to 60 and nines and eights go to 45. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a
Fair enough.
sizing tell, unbalanced,
That's fine.
super unbalanced.
Yeah.
Okay, we get this flop, I check. Checks back. What do we think about his?
He's got some
not much.
not much. He's
No,
at
I mean, can't think much into the check, I think.
Okay,
well, I think he's got the very top of range, and
Yeah,
I think
so we
he's
can,
got nothing. I think this is a very polar situation.
yeah, I think we can
Agree.
eliminate very top of range like queen, jack, jacks,
Yep.
queens.
Yes.
We think more of
But
those hands are probably
we
going to
can't
bet, right?
eliminate we can't eliminate ace jack, king jack, or even king queen yet.
Agreed.
So you guys don't think there's any you guys don't think there's ever any check traps here?
No, I agree with you,
Not
Larry. I think there's some
yeah, the check
portion of the
traps are
time.
the check
Yeah.
traps are king queen, not queen jack.
What about queens and
I-
jacks?
I
Not
think
raising
queens
jack.
and jacks are gonna check a slight portion of the time,
Okay.
but most of the time they're probably
Okay.
it's devoid of sets and two pairs.
Right.
But I think that it's still
Well, then we
Also,
got
you
it
had the flat.
capped.
Also, you had the flat queen queen, which they don't love to do.
yeah.
I would flat queen
So
queen here.
Yeah, they don't. Like
now we're open ended. Ace king gets there. That is within his range, but
That is very much a part of his range.
I'm kind of more honed in now that I think he has some king queen, but he also has some like ace jack and king jack, and that shit's not folding right now. So I don't. So what do you guys want to do here?
he's got. I want to check.
Yeah,
You
I
want
want
to
to check
check?
too. I want to check
I agree.
because the issue, the reason to check here has a lot to do with reverse implied. This hand is, well, it's two things. You've got some showdown. You really want to see a river, and there are, I think there's some significant reverse implied odds here if you hit your straight.
I agree. I think that here this is going to be a better. I think that this is a better hand. Bet. I think that just based off of the showdown value, and can also look for check raises here when that like if he comes out and bets small, decent
15,
amount of
20,
checks
30.
here. Yeah, versus and I just get a little bit more information when I check to him. So I think that that's the better play, and I think that this is bad. I hate this. This is bad because if I'm gonna range him at like he's gonna have a lot of jack X here and like king jack, that stuff's gonna be super inelastic. He still has an open-ended straight.
Yep.
So
Hmm,
let's go very big to target that stuff.
I disagree.
It-
I'm okay with this small bet and jamming rivers.
Yeah, I think that this hand has got. I think this is a check. You've got some showdown. You got a lot of showdown against his lower pairs, and everything. It's hard for him to call anything worse here, except around the club draws.
At this point, this is not decided to turn. This is not a value bet. This has been decided that I'm probably going to turn my hand into a bluff here
Yep,
when
100%.
I do this. This is
Okay,
not turning it in. This is not. I think I have
you're
value. It's
constructing a two-street bluff.
yes.
I am. Yeah, this is why I like this.
Okay,
So we
I'm
get
with it.
called. Now we get this card on the river,
Perfect.
and
That's the best card.
I think that he's going to have a lot of jack X here. I don't. I think that ripping it is. I think I'm going to get called by a lot of like everything. Most of the draws miss. So I kind of am in the spot of how much do I need to bet to get Jack X to fold?
195.
More 195. Yeah, my calibration was what I went. I thought 100 significantly is going to make Jack X fold here.
Okay.
Thought so. Maybe.
I'm going for making them fold queen. Like I'm jamming.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, maybe I was a little bit hesitant because it was my first. And I was like, do I really feel like doing this right now? Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I've
is
been there.
so I bet 100. And then all of a sudden I'm very happy that I didn't jam
Right.
because he basically snap jams them.
Yeah.
I put on a little show, acting like I have to think about it. Fold. He,
Yeah, that's top. Yeah, see, top of range. I think on flop he is polar as hell. I think he's got
Right.
some nuts, and I think he's got nothing. I
which
think it's almost
then,
a nuts or nothing toy game there.
You're
yeah,
very right.
yep. I kind of, I kind of disregarded this because a lot of players aren't here. They're just going to start piling money in on the flop when there's flushes. But this guy was obviously different, and as I played with him more, I started to see that he was splitting range significantly, and that
When you say
he
splitting
was a
range, I
trapper.
think to be pedantic here, I apologize. I think what you mean by splitting range is that he is balanced.
No, I mean, he has his limping range and his raising range.
Oh, you're talking about
His
pre-flop.
limping range is pretty weak.
Got it. He's splitting
So
range
this
pre-flop
is somebody I don't want to be three betting.
when he opens,
Raising
when he
range,
RFIs.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's like 10, it's probably tens plus. and and I only want to be doing it with my hands, obviously. Then, so, yeah, I think that as I went on throughout the night, I realized like, okay, when he opens this, be three betting position. That's the one time I'm out of position too. So, oh, this is a night of fun. A7 in the big blind. This guy has played with him a decent bit. I kind of think that he is back and forth from Florida and New York. Played with him in like 2 months. After playing with him again, I remembered that this guy limps basically everything except top of range. And I'm sitting here with A7. I don't know why. What do you guys want to do? I didn't remember this at the time.
Well, it's nice being in position. How deep are you?
No, this is a fold.
You're at 200 bigs deep.
Fold.
Yeah, I think it's a
Fold.
fold.
I think a fold's a good idea. I agree, and
You have
I don't
$2.
do it.
You have $2 in there. Fold.
So
The
are
other
you
thing-
doing this
yeah.
because you think you can outplay him in position post?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that he's very straightforward the way he plays. So I think that this
Well,
is
now
gonna
you
be
got what you wanted. You're playing a hand with some implied odds, and you're going post in position.
just
Out
fold
of-
though against a range this strong, I think.
You can definitely do stuff here, but this is like high level exploit shit you've walked into.
Yeah, and I still think it's bad. I think I think just against a range this strong, it's good. It's good to just fold.
You're trying to outplay a guy when you have a weaker range than him.
Diamond,
Yeah.
diamond, diamond.
Oh, this is bad.
Okay, well, he comes out and bets 10. So this guy, he comes out and bets 10, which
Yep.
I'm kind of like, I think that a lot of his kings, queens, jacks, and all that stuff is probably still gonna see bet this flop.
Yep, lose $10 more
And-
and then fold on the turn unless you pick up a 10, a 6, or a 7. Or he checks.
And he bets 20. And now I think that the strongest hand he has here is like ace queen or ace king.
And you're going to try to make that fold?
Yeah, I think I am. I think I
Alright.
decided I was feeling a little bit
This is why you
frisky.
fold pre.
Yes. Yes, not because I'm gonna lose it with an ace. I was either folding or deciding that I'm going to make this guy fold a stronger hand. And I
Right.
decided I was gonna I just
Do it.
call here.
All right.
Wanna see-
Now the river sizing is very important, yeah.
So your raise is going to come on the river.
Well, you only have one size here, I think.
You want to rip it? I think that this
So you're now attempting to fold out an ace X against an unknown?
I know a little bit about him and wait for after the hand to tell you what I know.
Okay.
But because this comes after remembering playing with him. I played with him again for a couple hours and
Here's the
I
one
think
good
you I
thing
think
about your raise here. Oh, go on, Larry.
I don't know. I mean, the risk reward may not be there for a shove, but especially when front door and backdoor flush missed, the straight got there.
yeah.
Maybe that's a little bit too gross. Maybe 200 is okay.
Yeah, no,
I
I
want to say that I don't think he has it. I think that he has fewer aces that he loves here than he started with.
There's an argument here for look at the pot odds you're getting. There is an argument here. So it's like what, 122?
Yeah.
And you got to call 30.
I would just call and lose $30, right?
I mean, your
Yeah,
equity
most
requirement
people
here is
would.
20%. You have
Too
to
good to bluff with.
you have to win this. Do you win this
No, I do not
more
win a
than
showdown.
30% of the
I don't
time
win.
if you call?
I know him. From what I think about him is that I don't win at showdown.
This is his
30%.
size for ace jack and ace 10.
No, ace queen, ace jack. Like he's
So
not
why is he using
only
baby
goes-
sizes here with
because he's a scared player.
All right.
Okay, well, you're getting 4-1. You're getting pretty sexy odds to call and lose another $30.
Yeah, I hate what I do here. This is just atrocious. This is awful. This
I
That's
think
size
you need to go
sucks.
not good
bigger.
enough.
Yes. I was kind of in the spot of like, as I went on though, I did adjust the way I bluffed this. As, but yeah, he actually tanks for a very long time, picks up his card, looks like he's about to fold, and then is like,
Yeah, this has to
whatever.
this has
Oh,
to
So
this
you got
has
the
to be
dreaded fuck it.
this has to be at least 210, right? And probably a little bit more.
I
I
think you
think I
gotta
need to
go.
go one. I think I gotta go 150 at the minimum. I think we gotta go
You got a
175.
jam, right?
I think 175 is actually good.
I think you got to have a two in front of it. I think you got like. I think Scotty's right. I think 230 is around where you need to be here.
Right. But okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think my calibration's been off a little bit with these swings that I've been using.
Yeah.
If he ends up calling, I get the fuck it call, or it looks like he's about to fold. He has ace king.
Right.
Um, and then later on, as I'm watching, this guy does not like to fold. And then part of when he was running through it with me was that he's like, "Why are you using this size? Like this size doesn't look like you want to get called." This size, like I was like, "This is now somebody." I realized that somebody that thinks as in like the bigger the size, the more of it is a bluff, which is right. That the more bluffs you're gonna have. So the more I played with him, I was like, "This guy doesn't like to fold." And like he is constantly making calls where he's sitting there saying donate and there's money. So I was like, okay, this is somebody I need to adjust against. That we're just gonna nail him for value, and we're gonna bluff with small size because he finds those to be stronger than big sizes. So
Would
like
you consider what size would you have used if he checked you on river? Would you check back?
I would check back the room.
Okay.
Would check
I,
back the room. I wouldn't raise it, but I think that when he goes through streets, he's not. I don't have the. I think that he could go two streets with like kings queen like
yeah,
that, but
so
he's ever doing it on the third
so
street.
I'm probably not making this play. I'm just gonna give him his $30. But I have a question around how you are choosing sizes here. I wonder if this is more effective as a two-street bluff.
Agree. I think that on the
But turning top pair into two-street bluff is pretty fucking high level, dude.
well, that was the problem was that I think that on the turn I still gave him some like kings and queens and stuff. And then by the river I removed those. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think he's going three streets here. But I also am like, he's not going three streets with a weaker ace. And he's not opening a weaker ace. If he has a stronger ace than me, basically one option is to fold or like push him off.
What
Two
about
options.
what about an imposition raise on turn? You could tell me this is dumb, but what about an imposition raise on turn with the intent to check back river, getting where we had extracted value on turn from his all his draws that are available on this wet board. So like 20 here if you went to 60, right?
Mhm.
And he calls and then he checks out of position on river. You can check back and realize your equity. Now you've made some money against his many draws that are available on this board.
Think that that's valid, but moving on, I think that this is not valid. Like, I think after playing with him more, it's not valid to make that play because he's not playing his draws aggressively enough. So
Okay,
he just doesn't have the draws here, and he
gotcha.
basically is only betting when
Okay, that makes
he just
sense.
calls.
Okay.
But in game, if I thought that he was, and I think that that would be valid. I think that this is weird. This is the thought process of why I didn't start to turn it into a bluff here was that he still has kings, queen. His opening range is just super nutted. So he still has kings, queens, jacks. I think that some of those hands continue for this small size turn. Now I'm okay with calling there. Now when he comes out and bets again, I'm almost certain that his kings, queens, and jacks are doing this. So I know that he basically I mean at one point when he was thinking, I said, "You have ace king, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." It was just
I have another question. So showdown was when you said to him, showdown went. You said to him, "You have ace king, don't you?"
well, I was talking throughout the entire hand, and
Ah.
then I said something, and then on the river he came out and bet 30, sitting there, and he was like, yeah, he saw me counting on chips, and he's like, "You're not going to do that," blah blah blah. He just seemed like he didn't want me to raise. It made me want to raise even more.
Yeah, sure.
So then I put out 130, and then he sat there and was instantly just blundering and was like, "What the hell?" Very like, what the fuck? And then he was like, what do you have? What do you have, ace 10, your pocket eights? Like, what, this and that? And I'm like, I don't know what I have. I think you have ace king. And he was like, yeah, I do have ace king. And then he sat there and was picking up his cards. And then eventually he's like, whatever, you win, and threw the money in. Yeah. Damn it. I thought I got it through because he had his cards up. He was like ready to go. And then he ended up making the call. Yeah.
That is frustrating.
Yeah, but part of when he was going through it was like, why are you going 130? Like one, it seems like you don't want to get called. Like, wouldn't you go? You would probably go smaller if you wanted to get called, this and that. And I was just sitting there, not really saying,
So
waiting for him
I
to
think
hopefully like,
many people have taken different lessons away from this. I've taken the lesson fold pre.
yep, I think that's a good lesson to take.
Yeah.
This guy had
The,
the
the
part of the problem was that it was a little bit of I forgot this guy's opening range is
yeah.
not playing with, but this guy's opening range is super super strong.
Yep. Yep.
We need to just. Dean asked, "Do I go smaller when
Boom, boom. So this is Saturday. Saturday we arrive and they're playing 10-20 instead of 3-5-10.
Ooh.
And it's like, okay. And I just said, I said, okay, when the 3-5-10 game opens up, I'll switch to that. Which I shouldn't have said. And so we bought in for 3,000 instead of 1,500. And in the first hand, it goes open limp, 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 limp to us. And we go, great. This is wonderful. And then the big, right. And we're in the big blind because there is no straddle. We have 7-6 suited. We do a big old ISO and everyone folds. And so the next, however many hands later, they convert back to 3-5-10, but they let us keep our chip stacks. So we're playing 3-5-10 and everybody is like 300 big blinds deep and 400 big blinds deep.
We'll see.
And I think this is going to be interesting. I'm going to play this and not be afraid of this because they're going to be more afraid. And one of the guys next to me says, well, let's take some, and they also said you were allowed to take chips off the table when we convert. And he was saying, let's take chips off the table. And I was saying, no, I'm not going to take chips off the table. This is going to be interesting. And he argued with me a little bit, about how people play differently. And I said, I'll play the same. Anyway, so we get on to here. This is our first hand. After that, so we're back to normal 3-5-10. We get a limp. We ISO the limp to 50 with ace jack. And they call. The note here, and this is a thinking player, I believe, even though he has the limp in there. All right.
That's great to see the limping doesn't stop as you move up stakes, huh?
No, it doesn't.
I thought it was only a 1-2.
And the limping at the 10-20, by the way, this is why I should have, because when they converted the game, if I hadn't said I was playing the 3-5-10, they might not have converted it yet because it was like 4 people wanted to play 3-5-10 instead. And they came over and said, look, we're either going to start a 3-5-10 game, in which case this 10-20 game is going to die, or you can convert. And everybody was playing there was a lot more limping at the 10-20. They were being careful, and I like that. And they were only charging us time, not a rake. So it would have been a better deal, but it's what happened. So here we go. Jack 10-6. What would you like to do? Let's go. Josh, what would you like to do with ace jack here?
I would bet 80 or something. 75.
All right. And I bet small. Tell me why what you like about the 75. It's not wrong. Just tell me what you like about it.
Well, we have a great hand. It's a dynamic board. I mean, right? And sorry, what was the action he just raised?
Limp,
And
limp, ISO call.
Yeah. Okay, I would definitely bet 75. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So I bet small.
Dynamic board.
And so so your reasoning here is lots of cards can come that will change
It's a
change
good
the
board
odds.
for you. It's a good board for you, yeah.
Good
I
board
mean,
for you.
but it's dynamic, yeah.
Okay. I bet small. I don't hate the bet big. He raises. What would you like to do now?
Call.
Okay. We call.
Not folding.
Okay. 8 comes. He bets 120. What would you like to do now?
Call.
Okay. 9 comes. 8, 9, 10 jack. And he bets 320 into 627.
It's 600. Oh man. I would call. I would hate it, but yeah, I wouldn't fold, but I would just be miserable about it. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
The flush draws bricked, right? We still have the best jack. He could have king jack, for all we know.
Yeah.
I mean, the hand's just too good. It's top of range, right? Like near the top of range.
It's not near top of range anymore. Not on this river, it's not.
And also, like, his bluff, like, he should jam this, right? If he wants to get us to fold whatever we've got. So this was too small for him.
Obviously, it was too small. I called him with a single pair on a 4-liner.
Right. So,
So against me, it was too small. Yeah.
You played with this guy before, so is this like a soft game, or like, what do you think?
3-5-10. It's tougher than Brian's
I
game.
mean, that's a big game. I mean, that's big, but
yeah,
they're limping and doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they still make
that's
mistakes,
great.
but it's tougher than Brian's game. As you know, there are players in this game better than me. There are players in this game worse than me. There are players around my skill level.
Yeah, so nice hand. Yeah, he should have jammed, right? If he's going to get you to fold, I mean, he could easily have king queen. So king queen has got to jam, right? So why doesn't he jam? That's a mistake. Yeah.
And he doesn't need to jam. He can go 700.
Yeah.
My read at the time was 320 is not a straight. That was my read at the time. Or not often a straight.
Right. Why
is it too
why not?
paired? Say what?
Why not? Why couldn't it be like that he's just trying to get some more value from a straight being, because if he like thinking that if he goes a lot bigger that you just fold.
I called a check raise. I call the turn. Let's see the turn size. So I call a check raise pre. I certainly call a check raise pre. On this card, he bets 200, so he bets. I'm sorry. Oh, he bets small here, and he does bet small. There is that. Greed.
Be wrong. Should have done the hungry horse.
You think I should raise?
No, that's how she should have played.
Right.
Should have. And what did you bet? 35.
Yep.
240. Turn all in. Then you fold.
Oh, you mean the way he should have played it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
hungry horse.
Yeah. He bets big. He bets bigger on the turn and bets huge on the river, and I fold. Yep.
No, all the money going in on turn.
Yeah. Okay. He jams the turn. I fold.
Combo draw.
Yeah. 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Right. You made it.
He's got 8, 9, 10 jack, and
you
he's
made
got
it 35, right? What was it on the flop?
I bet 35. He raised to 135.
So if he made it 240, 250, that would have been. He could even make it 300. 300. There would be about
And the 8 comes. I fold.
730.
Yeah, I fold.
And then he just shoved about like 11K, 1100 into 700.
I fold.
He fold.
Yep. All right. Here we go. So seat 5 has a play tell. It's super obvious. He's putting his chips on his card. He doesn't have a 100% fold tell without it, but we've got this. So whenever he puts his chips on his cards, we know he wants to play and we adjust. Seat 4 is splitting his range size. He had a limp and a 35 and now he's betting 50. Let's try to figure out what this is. All right. We go broke. We have to add some more money. So here's the adjustment. The guy who's got the play tell, he's directly to my left. Whenever he shows his play tell and I'm playing my cards, I open to 45 instead. When he doesn't show the play tell, I open to my normal 30. You'd think people would notice my difference, and they would think it's a hand strength tell, not a tell based on him. But the hand's gone multi-way several times off my 45, so obviously they don't think it's a hand strength tell. They probably haven't noticed. Seat 7, who's going to be in the next hand, we have seen him bluff. All right, here's the hand. Is this the hand? No, this is just a hand. This is just a hand we play incredibly weirdly and wrong. So there's a limp. There's a 65. This is an obvious fold.
Yes.
I would fold this every time. I do not know why I called this. I don't know if my notes are wrong here.
Did you want to
But-
play in position to a horrible player in small blind?
Let's see what it is. Is this the right hand? Let's see. Oh, here we go. It's this hand here. I call in the big blind with ace of diamonds, 9 of hearts at a cutoff limp thing. I do not know why I call this. I don't know what this. It's possible that my notes are wrong and this is ace 9 of diamonds, but that doesn't make sense for the rest of the hand. So
Do you have a playtell on straddle that he's not going to key in the hand, and you got?
It's still not good enough. Ace 9 would
Alright.
still fold it. I don't know what this is about.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand what this is. I know what this is about. So he checks.
Maybe you input the hand. No, you didn't. It
I don't
says
know.
ace club.
I don't know. But anyway, here we go. He checks. What would you like to do? How would you like to misplay this, Larry?
Checks to you. Our SPR is like 10.
Yeah.
I think he checks to you after we can call it any check raise. You check to you. I kind of like SPR of 10. I kind of like constructing a 3-street bluff here where we start small. We can call any check raise. I kind of like Brazil style. Like, do we bet small, bet small, shove?
That's not bad. I did it. I checked and started my bluff on the turn.
I feel like we can construct 3 streets here because
Yeah.
because we can call most check raises on flop and turn.
Right. That's probably better. Check. Now I start my bluff, 90, and I'm going to bet bigger on the river. And he raises to 300.
Okay. So we've got a clear call and pray.
Oh, I like it, Dean.
Dean, what does Dean do? Let's see what Dean does. Let me see what Dean. I don't have the notes open. They chat. Our best bluff hand behind pairs with a diamond. Yes, you're right. Okay, so 3 betting here. I folded.
So you're getting offered, this is an implied odds situation. So
implied
you're being
odds.
offered 28%.
but it's hard to get any money on the river.
Well, if you,
You're in position,
yeah.
but when you get there, it's completely visible.
So even though
Except for
you're not anywhere near the 18%, you're stuck. Yeah, I think you have a really you have a really deep. You have a lot behind here.
Yeah, the 9, the 7, 8, 9, 10, the straight. I've also got the gut shot.
Yeah, and the gutter too.
Yeah, I don't understand this hand.
I
don't know-
think you got a call here.
Yeah,
Just I think your implied odds get you there.
yeah. I don't understand anything about why I made any of the decisions I made on this hand.
Does it, of the dozen people on this call, am I off base? Is this a clear call?
I don't hate a call. I would have preferred to start bluffing on the flop. I mean, either that or I don't mind jamming it in his face here. We have the nut blocker. We have a lot of outs if he calls, but he may also be running a bluff himself. When
Yeah.
we check back turn and then I don't know.
We have the most bluffed card.
Yeah, Andy, I see we have a shit ton of equity for jam. But I feel like when you jam here, you're jamming into what we know is the least bluffed line in poker. I don't know. I don't know if we want to. He is going to have bluffs, but I don't know if we want to jam into the least bluff line in poker. I really don't.
Yeah, and when I call here, and you say I can only, and I say I can't get more money on the river because of how obvious the hand is. The 10 is a 4-liner, the diamond is a 4-liner. And then if you say, well, then therefore you'll be able to bluff if you don't have this, you go, yeah, but I have to get the 4-liner.
Yeah, and he's got some portion of his range that will check. You also might have ace outs too here.
I might.
I think you need to call it. I think even though it's a hefty check raise, which means you're being offered 28, 30%.
Yeah.
I think you need to call here.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. All right. Give me one. I'm going to stop sharing. Somebody else take the screen. I will be back for the last hand. I got to get this call.
All right. No one wants to go into
Hands.
no one wants to go into the blunder.
I'll go in.
Come on in. The water's warm.
Let me all right. So oh crap. Wait. We'll go back here. So this first one's just kind of a simple, I guess, poll question thought. I'm in the big blind and we get here obviously like decent hand. We get this weird action with min raise, call, call, call. Do we think this is ever like throw out a big squeeze or do we prefer a call?
Well, what's the initial raise or what's his fold to 3-bet? Do you have a good
We
sample?
only
of
have
it?
59 hands with them. It's a 0 of 2.
Yeah, it's not a big sample enough.
Right.
Squeeze is nice.
I think like I would argue a better hand to 3-bet squeeze here would be some kind of ace blocker. Like if we had like ace jack, obviously maybe even ace 10. I think ace queen is
queen.
good, but
if I had king queen suited here, I would go for the squeeze because then I'm blocking ace king, ace queen, kings, queens.
I think you want an ace or king blocker here to pull the squeeze off.
I think you can squeeze this. I think you prefer it, but I think I think you can squeeze queen jack suited here. Absolutely.
I was iffy, and if I would have had more info on this guy, I probably would have gone. But I was like, the other side of that is I can call.
You can call
against a hand that doesn't hate multi-way, and knowing that I either flop really big and I'm going to stack somebody, or I whiff and I just fold out, no harm, no foul.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
think this hand is tremendous implied odds. You
Yeah.
can make the nuts two ways.
This can't
It would
be a
have to be
mistake.
an ace king on board, but you can. Yeah, this is a call clearly. You got
Yeah.
implied odds at the wazoo.
That was it. And then, I mean,
Then you just whiff.
yeah, I whiff and fold.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I think squeeze is fine, but I think I prefer an ace or king blocker there.
Next hand, what do I have? Oh, too nitty. So my question here was this too nitty? Probably.
If you
So
fold
I
it, it's
choose to
not gonna be-
open. A little bit light on the open.
That's fine. Yeah. If you folded
Um,
it pre-flop, it would not be too nitty. If you fold now, it's too nitty.
You're not allowed
so
to
I'm not
fold.
going to fold now.
Yep. You can't fold now.
All right.
But we get this. So obviously it was the LD three bet.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you know, I almost never folded those limp dick three bets ever, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yep. Okay. And certainly not this hand.
And then he comes out and bets pot. Like he goes check, check. He bets pot. And I mean, he's three bet once in 180 opportunities.
Not too nitty to fold here. If you called, it would be okay. It's not too nitty.
I think it's an auto fold without a backdoor, but once you add your whopping 3% equity of a backdoor coming in, I think you call.
Right. That was
But
it for that hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't think it's horrible. I think you're indifferent as fuck.
All right. So what the hell happens here? Why do I have this one? I have no note on it either. What the hell?
I'd be tempted to throw in a half
Oh,
blind
I
here.
know.
That.
I remember this hand.
I would probably throw in the half blind here.
Yeah. Yep.
Jonathan
And pray
Rose.
for, flop a monster, right?
Yeah.
Check, check. Bet. Raise.
Is it wrong that I'm nervous?
No. I was gonna check raise, but now
I think.
Yeah.
So I put in not a huge check raise, but I mean, looking at his stack depth, I guess I could have called. He jams.
Don't
At this
fold.
point, I don't.
Well,
Well,
we can't
that-
fold.
Yep.
Well, look at our pot
Yeah,
odds.
Sometimes you're beat.
it's right, and of course,
Boo.
Yeah. Yeah.
flop the nuts. I mean, just over limped on the button with King Queen. I was like, does he really have King Queen here when he over limps?
Let's go back
But-
to when he raises here. He fast plays on flop and think about if we can get away. I frankly do not think I'm getting away. I think he has enough sets maybe that we can call. It's a weird hand. He doesn't have that many sets because it's a limp pot. So
That's
here-
what. Well,
okay,
you
so-
would think, but that makes me rethink in the future. Like I put a note. You would think he doesn't have. I would think best he has here is Queen 8, right? Like you wouldn't. You're never going to expect to see nines, tens, jacks, King Queen, anything of value, right?
No, but you're expecting to see Jack 10, 10, 9, and Jack 9.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's a really
At
good
a
point.
very high
on
frequency.
all the offsuit combos.
Yeah, that's what
I think we just
Right.
go. I think you just got coolered. Once Scotty makes a really good point. Once you give him all the offsuit two pair here, we're just in a cooler situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then obviously and I didn't love that
Lose to
10
Jack
on the
10,
turn.
9, 10, and then lose on the
But-
river anyway to all those.
And what
hands.
you lost? He had 60 big blinds, so it's not that big a deal, right? If it was
Right.
200,
It was just more like why I tagged this one. Do I think there's any way I can ever get away when it goes
No.
bet raise,
No.
3-bet?
not for
4-bet
65
jam.
big blinds. You can never fold. Or
Okay.
you can
Not for
never
that
fold.
size.
But for 200 or 300 big blinds, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're.
Right on. Oh yeah, this was a fun one.
Why are we calling this?
So I'm
Am I
fairly
being
deep
too
with.
harsh? I'm going to be harsh, Andy. This is a fold.
This is a fold, and this is coming from an idiot who played the ace nine.
Yeah,
And
you've
Yeah.
got a larger
just fold.
RFI size. You got a flat. The first thing that should come to mind here is, holy shit! Look at the reverse implied odds.
You're folding ace 10
Yeah.
off here.
Yeah, this is a clear fold, dude.
So the RFI size, though, this is this villain's standard RFI size.
Doesn't matter. We're not saying
And
we're not saying he's stronger. We're saying how much you're paying.
You're paying
Right.
more, and also you are up against 4 cards, not 2. This is
Yeah.
reverse implied here are significant. Just muck it.
probably
And
should
you're
have, but
gonna
I
be
also I
no, and I'm
call
going to be
this.
even more harsh. You're playing too many hands. I'm going to be an asshole today. You're playing too many hands at the rate you're paying.
So this VPIP is not my normal VPIP is a lot lower. This is only 58 hands into the session, and
What's
I
your
started off
But it's
hot
this
with
hand.
like a lot of playable hands.
But it's not your VPIP he's not your VPIP he's pointing out. It's this specific hand. Like I shouldn't have played my ace nine. You shouldn't play this ace eight.
I did
Well,
double up on being an asshole and told him he's playing too many hands. But
Yes.
you really should be. So your rake here is probably really bad. You're probably paying 8 to 9 big blinds per 100.
Yeah.
So you really want
Call.
to tighten up. You want to be like in the 22. You want to be like 22-20, 22-19. You just really need to
Stars
tighten up
isn't
at
that
this rate.
bad.
But the more important thing is this. Ace 10 here is a 3-bet bluff. Ace 10 is not even good enough to call here. Ace jack off is the minimum call here. And yes, you're right, Dean. All right, but now let's play it out. You called.
So the reason I call this player, look at they see bet almost everything and then get very, very honest. I've taken a lot of pots from this particular villain that
You're
didn't
playing out of
belong to me.
position with you can't. I mean, it's hard to rationalize because you're
Yeah,
playing out of
yeah, but
position
you're
with
going
the
multi-way. You're
yeah.
going multi-way as well. So you go to the small blind. The small blind's going to be so strong, right?
The small blind could be shitty too, but you have ace 8. You have a hand that doesn't love any flop.
The small blind is really bad, but either way.
Yeah. All right, so you call. You like that flop, but you don't love it.
Yeah.
You don't
I
love
don't love it, don't hate it.
Yeah, you can't fold now.
Now you're deep stacked as well. You know, it's not good.
Yeah.
It was call. So one of them's obviously lying, and it's most likely this one.
Yeah. All right.
You can't fold, but you know.
Now you love it. Finally, we love it.
So this is where my question was. Should I be thinking about a donk here? This player doesn't fold very often on the turn, but gets very, very honest on their bet. So when they check, should I be thinking about like I'm talking like an insultingly small donk, like lead for like 3 or 4 big blinds?
What does that do? What does getting the 3 or 4 big blinds in now do? It keeps him from going check, check, check. But what else does it do?
It starts to build the pot a little bit more.
Okay. So it keeps him
Not
going check,
much
check,
though.
check.
I guess
It stops
if I'm
him
looking at
it stops him from bluffing when he bluffs, which he probably won't do into 2 more players. You could do it, but you're gonna have to go insultingly large on the river.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why you would do it small.
I didn't. I checked,
You're gonna
but
get called by the other ace, right? I mean, I expect villain line to go check now.
Like if you're saying this guy's probably not going to bluff, then there's no point in going small on a donk. Reading is good.
I'm thinking maybe get some spaz bait, but either way.
Okay, yeah, we expected that to happen, and now we have to raise him.
Yes.
The question, yeah, this is
I go
fine.
large.
Yep.
What is
Call.
going on?
Great.
And then watch how bad his C bet was, which is the reason why I float in there with and then fold. 6-7. He is multi-way into multiple opponent. That's why I'm calling that ace eight.
But you should be three betting it then if
All
you're gonna
right.
make that argument.
All right.
To be
That's
getting
fair.
heads up if you
Andy, can you
if
bring
you're
up
looking
the?
for that.
I just stuck a
Yeah.
screenshot in chat. Can you bring it up? We won't talk about your hand specifically, but let's spend just a couple minutes talking about the properties of the hands that we call here. All right, this is probably comparable to your rake, and this is essentially the same spot. So let's talk about what you call and why. So call your aces, but call them when they're suited. We need to have, it's not only that they have more equity, it's also that the suited ace X allows you to continue on more flops. When you have a backdoor, you get to continue and realize the equity of your ace more. When you have a front door, you obviously get to continue. But the big thing is when you have the suited aces, you get a backdoor, you get to continue, and you're going to realize your ace, your top pair equity more. Discard all these offsuit aces that you're playing because it's very hard to continue, especially multi-way in the situation. We really want to focus on implied odds here, and implied odd hands are around suited and suited connectors.
No,
And
we'll say
pairs.
I'm going to keep defending it.
Okay,
That
so
ace eight is
Listen
the
to Brian's
absolute very bottom of where I'm calling. And normally it is a fold. Like I said, it was very, very opponent dependent why I called.
Okay, so Andy, let me throw in one more thing and then I'm done because you get to play
Okay.
your hands any way you want. Given everything you've said, turning this into a 3-bet is probably even better.
Yeah.
The villain 20
Especially with
is
that,
a
I
cap.
guess.
So
That's
what?
probably an even better argument to turn it into a 3-bet.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. That's the last of the arguments on that hand.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you understand implied odds, right? Implied
Yes.
odds hands. Well, that hand has reverse implied odds, so that means the opposite, basically, right? So all those offsuit weak aces and stuff like that. Especially multi-way.
Also, I'm not continuing with one naked ace. This is a big hand or fold against, or if this guy folds, I know I can get this player off of a lot of
it's just
hands
really
by
hard to flop
Yep.
a hand.
We've made ourselves clear.
Okay.
We've all made this speech, and Andy gets to play his hands the way he wants to.
All right.
So unless
Fair
we're
enough.
saying something new, I'm going to move on.
All right. Fair enough.
Right. But if it's new, Larry, you get to say it. If you just don't get to repeat it. That's
Can I say the
Well,
same thing?
I was just making a counter to his
no,
argument, but
no.
that's all
You
right.
already said something better, Brian. You said turn it into a raise, and we said that. You don't get to
All
say
right.
that.
I was kidding.
There we go. All right. So we have Jack 9 suited in the straddle. Raise to 30. Call, fold.
Oh,
Jack
Scotty
9.
has the screen already.
Yeah, I got the screen already. I grabbed it to finish this off, and then I'll go back to you. Just because I ran away to take the call. What would you like to do with Jack 9 suited in the straddle here?
Just call.
Okay, we did.
Hey,
King Jack 8.
This is an interesting spot.
Right. We're going to check with 2 players behind. Checks around. Great. We sometimes have the best hand now. Not always, but sometimes. We get the 6 of clubs. What would you like to do?
Well,
We're
the
gonna
first
check
question
it.
I would ask is, can you call an imposition raise?
Yes. I can.
This is really, it feels kind of mergy to value bet the 6 cards here.
This is a nice hand to check and call, right?
Yeah, I think I prefer a check.
Okay, so I can check here, but I can call a raise.
You can, sir.
You can also check.
Yep, I can check.
What does your hand want to do the most here? Like, what do you think about the ranges of the people behind you?
I think that they are drained, not devoid, but drastically reduced their kings, both of them. And I
One
think
idea here, if
best
you
hand
do choose to
Euro-
value bet this, and most likely you get one caller, and let's say you get a two of hearts, do you get to block bet river?
if the call is if I'm in position, I get to check behind.
Okay, well, let's say you're out of position. Do you get to block bet river?
Yes, I do, but I probably would check it and check call.
Okay, all right.
I just check call just check call the river. I think it's an easy check call.
Okay.
Right. So I bet 40.
What are we trying to accomplish with $40?
We're trying to get 9, 10, queen 10, 7, 9 to all call,
Mm-hmm.
put in a little bit more money. We're getting other flush draws, both better and worse, to call. We are we're getting better jacks and worse jacks to get to the river where we have this draw here for $40. That's what we're accomplishing. What is
Maybe one side benefit is that
And
you are clearing out equity, but also you're clarifying ranges a little bit.
yeah, we're also getting an ace. We're just getting a stupid ace to fold that has outs. We're getting a stupid queen to fold that has outs.
Ace 10 calls, ace queen calls, queen 10 calls, any kind of flush draw, straight draw calls.
Right.
I
And
wouldn't
they're all
want to.
putting in 40 and they're all calling for $40. And I'm
Yeah,
ahead
I
of
like it. I don't hate it, no.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
All right,
It's
now I
not
don't
bad.
Oh,
like
that's
it.
great. Very nice.
Right. But I don't hate this either because
Yeah,
Up
you're
there.
pretty clear what's up
because
now.
$160 has gone into the pot. I've paid a quarter of it and I have better than 25% equity against these ranges.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Somebody else may have more equity than me right now, but I think
Yeah,
I
but
have
I
more
would
than
argue
25%.
here if the flush completes, you might not be able to value bet.
That's true.
I don't think you have a bet if a blank comes or if you hit your card.
Right.
I think you
So I'm
could
going to
bet
get
if
to
a
bet the
jack
river.
comes. If a
Right.
jack comes, you could bet.
Right. But something weirder happens.
Uh-oh.
The 9 comes.
Oh,
This is a really weird spot.
Not a one-liner. This is still not a bad card.
Not a bad card.
Check,
Yeah,
This feels like,
check, and call a small bet.
what
Right.
about a block bet?
So if I block bet, I have to fold to a raise, right?
I think so.
Good. And I'm good enough to fold to a raise, right?
Yes, I think you are.
And I made the note. I bet 100 saying to myself, I will fold to a raise.
Uh-oh.
That was my note at the time. I thought this out. I was not surprised when the raise came.
yeah.
It's like, I'm either going to check call or I'm going to make a block bet and fold to a raise. And I can get called by a king here. I can get called by another jack and I can beat both of those. So there are
I
hands.
don't think it's a check call though. I think
Yeah.
if you check and they bet, it's probably just a fold because I don't see a worse hand betting.
You don't see a king
Yeah,
bet.
Does it
You're
depend
not-
on
you-
who bets? Like if button bets, I'm much more likely to
Yeah.
call. If button bets,
Yes.
small blind folds here, I'm much more likely to call.
So I bet 100.
And this is to target kings and jacks.
Yeah,
No,
like a
it's
weak
target
king.
Jack, king, queen, jack, king, queen. They're played this way.
I like the block. I think the block, but you've got it. Yeah, got to fold to a raise. Yeah.
Right. So
like a
there's the
king 4
raise.
suited, king 3 suited.
And the other most important thing here, he's now raised into two people who have yet to act. He does
Right.
not give a fuck.
Right.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
be Brian and do
We have one note
exactly.
here, though. This is
the
seat
shooting.
7, and he has shown bluffs in the past.
Okay.
He is capable of a bluff. This bet isn't oversized for the game. $400 is a bet that we get to on the river. Not every hand, but this happens. Fold, fold.
Okay, first question. Do you ever beat value?
No.
You have a pure bluff catcher.
Yeah. Do we think that this is an 8-9 suited here? Do we think that's what he played here? No.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
We
then this is
think-
a, and he raised with two people yet to act in a
yeah. And he's
massively
the initial
multi-way
raiser,
out.
and he's the initial raiser of the game.
Yeah.
So
So what? This feels like Queen 10.
yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, feels like Queen 10. And we fold. And my thought was, I said, I'm folding to a raise, and the only one, the only one that I'm not confident about this fold to is this guy, because I've seen him bluff. But I've decided it before I bet it, and I thought for a second, I said, I'm not changing my mind now. I'm good enough
Not
to
four.
raise. And it's ace 10.
Ace 10. Motherfucker.
Two players.
He showed it. He windmilled that motherfucker.
Oh, yes. And the reason I know that he bluffed other people is not because they called him, but it's because he windmilled a couple of bluffs. He likes doing it. He's shown several bluffs.
That is
Yeah.
wow.
I thought we would be surprised by that.
Now let me ask you an adjustment here. I could be wrong, but I like your bet on turn. Okay, so we bet on turn. We
Yeah.
get
The
we've
adjustment
got
here is
really
easy.
good. Do we ever consider a check call against a heavy bluffer?
This is, yeah, it's a much easier, if I check here, it's a much easier call of a bet than a raise here, depending on his size.
Against this player class?
And I also get to see these two people fold.
Yeah, maybe that's a better play here. I'm not. I mean, I think going. I mean, Bart would always say we bet fold here. We don't miss out on this clear thin value.
Yeah.
But maybe against this player class, and you said you've seen him windmill bluffs multiple times across hours and hours, or just tonight?
No. No, I have not played him 100 times and like this. This is from tonight. He has bluffed, more than once, shown the bluff. This would have been his even more than once, and then after this, there were a couple more times. The thing
And he gets off on showing a bluff.
he does, and the thing I did notice was that that I'm not saying these aren't value sizes, but the size of his bluffs were 400 and 420 and 500 and 510. So this is a size he is comfortable bluffing at.
Sorry. So, how many times have you seen him windmill bluff tonight? Just once?
Before this,
Yeah.
it's got to be at least twice because it says bluffs. It's plural.
So I don't know if it's right, but do we think then this is the kind of player this falls into the check call?
I like the check call much better. Yeah. Yeah. If
Not in retrospect, but maybe again going forward, this player
Yes.
type.
yes. Make it
All
easier
right.
for him to bluff it and call it. Absolutely.
When
This
you
is
saw
interesting.
him bluff prior in the night, was it multi-way?
No.
That's a good
Okay,
question.
then I think your fold is very nice.
Yeah.
Now you can adjust and say this capable of doing it with.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I would have never called
up
here,
is-
and
heads up. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I would have never called here, and Bart would have played it the same way.
Yeah. Heads up here. This would have been a much easier call. If he had been last to act, would have been easier. I thought the fact that I bet into 3 players and he's got 2 more still to go. One of whom has checked, but the other one who hasn't. I thought that reduces his bluffs, but it didn't.
Yeah. No,
Or
this is an
might
unusual
have
play.
reduced it. It didn't eliminate it.
Oh, I think you've got his number going forward.
Yeah. Well, I know which guy he is, and okay. And then 2 more notes, and then I will be done of things that happened. I'm not going to show you the hand because it's unimportant. What's important is I river the straight. I have 4-5 of spades. I have an ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5 board. And the reason I make it to the river is that I flop a flush draw. Okay. And I am going to bet. I am betting the river. Either because the person has checked already. Is that true? No, I'm betting the river because it's possible that I bet the turn. It's possible that they checked the turn, but whatever it was on the river, it wasn't like check bet call, and now I'm donking out. I had decided that the bet on the river was the right thing to do. As I'm going to bet the river, I'm going for like 100, 110 or so into the river bet. The person to my left is clearly going to call me. He doesn't pick up his calling chips like threateningly like that. He's just prepping the call. It feels quite honest. And I don't have the wherewithal to check here and go for a check raise that he's going to do that. But I do have the wherewithal to change from 100 plus to 205, and I get called by ace jack. And I'm just pointing this out because there's the tell of they load up their chips and they threaten you with them. You know, like, I'm going to call you, and we all know that tell. And then there's the shorthand where they are not looking at you and they're not trying to do anything except keep the game going, and they're just prepping their call. We saw that one other time with somebody where I was bluffing and I was going to bet 200 something, and I saw him prepping the call, so I went to 380 or something like that, and he folded. I know I needed to increase it, and here I increased it to get the call. And the last note is this: you're going to have players who tell you their hand for their own reasons, who say things like, there was the example where the guy says, I'm only going to bet, I'm going to call you one time, and if I don't hit two pair, I'm going to fold. He just says that. And then on the turn, he gets a card and he bets out, I fold, and he shows me that he hit two pair. Completely honest. You watch the Mark Goons videos, and he's constantly lying about everything about his hand and everything about his life to people. He's just practicing lying. Except in the video where he says, I'll show you all, I'll explain my strategy every time. The people who are doing it honestly, there are two things you might see. He's going to be honest, and then use it as a bluff, right? I don't think you're going to find that very often. I think that they're playing honestly. They're saying things honestly for a different reason than you. And so if you've seen them say something about their hand and show it down and be true, and say something about their hand and show it down to be true, and then they say something to you about their hand, put a very high premium on them telling you the truth and not trying to do some swerve. And the guy who did it last night was the guy who, there's like a raise and a re-raise. He goes to $540. The person is tanking about, well, I have pocket queens. If you have ace king, I should call, but if you have aces or kings, I shouldn't call. And he just turns over his hand and he goes, I have aces, and just shows him. Because he doesn't want to get outdrawn. And the guy shows his pocket queens and folds. And so their reason for doing this is something about their personality, something about the way they want the table to feel. They're not trying to maximize EV. It might be something about being afraid of their aces getting cracked again. But if you're seeing people who are being honest, believe them. Okay, that's the rest of it. Who's got hands?
I've still got a couple more.
Okay, and then Brian, you got hands too?
Can I share? I want to. There's two from last night that I really
Okay.
want to show. They're gonna.
Okay.
Well,
We'll do
I
that.
run through them, Andy, or are you good?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got time for
Think I-
both. I mean,
Got time for both.
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty quick hands. There's not a whole lot to them.
Yeah.
So, all right, what you got, Brian? And then we'll look at Andy's hands.
All right.
We
Wait,
like that
is-
hand.
No, we don't.
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding.
I got one of those
Don't
hands too.
I don't know much about this guy. He just came back from a break and sat down. This guy was super tight, but I don't respect this size whatsoever.
So you
So-
got a limper and then this weird click raise.
Yeah, I don't respect any $5 raises. So I go to 25. I honestly think I should just go bigger here. Like
I
he's
think
announcing
you really want to
that
play this
I
hand
don't
heads
have
up.
I don't have a super strong hand, but I want to see the flop. Is what I think this is.
Yep.
I think
In
I should just be going
retrospect,
big.
what size do you prefer you'd used?
Probably 35.
I think this hand really it can result in a nutted hand multi-way, but I think you really want to play this hand heads up because I think it allows you to bluff more.
Yeah,
Like
I
heads
agree.
up, multi-way. I kind of want to go 40 here. Is that crazy?
I think 35 accomplished the same as 40. I don't think
Okay.
40 is bad. But you know what? I agree with this more and more because as I played throughout the night, I was getting like I was running big ISO sizes and getting called like to my left over and over again, which was
Yeah.
really pissing me off.
I mean, I
So
think you
I
just go
think,
bigger and bigger. I mean, I think you just invest more and more until your head's up.
yeah. So, which then also bites you in the ass because when you do get called on those ISOs, you're kind of in this handcuff spot. Like the whole point of getting heads up is to outplay them, and then you can't
And
really
you're not
outplay
deep enough.
them when
Right.
the SPR is two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't argue
So
with your
you
point
kind of
there.
want to ISO very with your very strong hands that are kind of just like seeing flops and jamming, and then your hands that are like I think like a king 10 suited would be like a hand you'd want to ISO at normal size.
I think you're right. I think when we ISO to try to get a heads up, we did get a heads up, and now we got an SPR of 4 and we missed. It's horrible. Yes, I can't argue with you there.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in this like limbo with the way this game plays. You can only buy them for 300, but then the open size is much bigger, so I can't really. I had to adjust that I can't three bet as wide as I do to get heads up because I cannot play somebody when SPR is three all the time.
You
So
can you can always come to Austin and play $600 1-2.
I'm considering just moving to the 1-3 either and buying in for like 200 bigs just because I'll have more maneuverability. Even though it's a 1K cap, I might just buy
All right,
them.
start putting some reps in at bomb pots.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah. So we get standard 1-2 live play where we cold call
Right.
three bet and then he calls.
Okay.
And then this
Interesting.
guy check, check. I have a very strong combo draw,
Mhm.
and I have two overs that are likely good. I'm going to bet here. I'm gonna bet small though, 'cause I still want them to raise off their strong shit and
In this
call
case, you're
with
not
their
going to fold to their strong shit, though, right?
no, fuck no.
Yeah. Good.
So
I'm just gonna rejam
why
on
do you
them
want
probably.
to? So if you're never folding to a check raise, you do get information about their hand strength when they raise you.
When I go big, I'm much less clear when I'm up against multi-way. If I go big here,
Okay.
there's some sort of two pairs that aren't going to raise and sets aren't going to raise. But when I go small, I get that clarification because I'm probably going to end up turning my hand into a bluff. That's the point. If I don't,
Right. And so you'd like to know how strong the hand
Yeah.
you're playing against is. Okay.
yeah,
That
I
makes
get
sense.
that
Great.
clarity from doing that.
Great.
I go small here, and we get called in both spots.
Great. So no two
And
pair,
now
no sets.
it checks to me. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to do here?
So SPR is all of a sudden awkward.
I want to check.
Yes, you want to check?
I want to check. Yeah. Be um because I've got to bluff through two people and I don't.
hmm
Yeah.
I
And you've
think
got and the next card is just could be just so wonderful for you.
I think your
I
plays are check or suicide jam, but I think check is better.
agree. I end up going. I don't know. So I was like you guys. I was in between. I was like, I jam bet somewhat big or I check in my options here. And I was kind
Problem with a
of,
big sizing is if someone check raises, you're now behind, but you have to call.
hmm I'm just, this is my biggest blunder when I'm playing. And it has been in the last 2 weeks. I've just been shooting myself in the foot multi-way is basically what I've been doing.
If you'd gotten one caller, sizing up would have been fine against
Yes.
two callers. Just the likelihood that someone there is not with another draw, that someone there is with a pair that you're going to have to knock them off.
So basically, my thought process here is that I can go big enough here that their flush draws that I have dominated, I'll still call, and then they still have 5x within their range that's going to get a little bit squiggly, but it's probably going to call one more time, is what I'm thinking. And then I can make all that stuff fold on the river.
Then you can't go big. You can't go very big because you got to make sure that the river bet left is big. Because we're now less than pot on the river.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard to
I
get a
don't
pair to fold here
Yeah.
dislike
if
it
they're at
a lot.
all aware of what of if they're at all aware of pot odds and SPR. It's hard to get a.
My God. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you bet even a third of the pot, you still don't have a pot size bet left.
Yeah, I think we checker jam here.
Yeah, I think you check or just
All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
pray and shove.
So
Okay,
now we make a
that's a good card.
straight.
Great, let's
This
do
guy
it.
checks. Thought his range was going to be miss flush draws and 5x the time here. He's going to have some ace X and stuff like that chopping with. Like to go small to target his 5.
I mean, if he's got 5-6, nice hand, sir. We're just
Yeah. So
shoving.
you want to shove here? Because I think a lot of the
Yeah.
time it's going to be
You're gonna
better
bet
for me to
75
target.
here. You're going to bet like 75 or 50 and try to get a 5 to call you. And then when he raises, you're just not going to fold.
I think I think if you use some kind of finesse size here, you're missing value from a lot of overpairs here. I mean, so he flatted
Those overpairs.
he flatted an ISO. So I think he's got a lot of 9s and 10s, yeah. Maybe 7s that are stubborn. I think you miss value if you don't shove here.
I wouldn't put that much of that stuff into his range. I mean, like I think there is that portion of his range, but this isn't looked at like a bet, free bet. This is played like I just opened it normally. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not as much of like this was a bet, 3-bet. If it was like this guy opened a 10 and I 3-bet to 45 and this guy cold called,
Well,
I
he's
put a
got
lot more
somewhat of a
jacks and
filtered
10s.
range because he called your ISO from an early position.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
All right,
yeah.
what you got? What happens?
My process is
four liner.
You got to jam, right? Because what can you bluff here? You know, like if you have king, queen of hearts,
doesn't matter.
I don't
That
know.
matters.
Brian is not balanced. Brian is not balanced.
No.
Being balanced is useless at 1-2, and it doesn't make sense.
Hooray! Hooray!
So I'm thinking that he is pretty capped here most of the time, and that I'm going to be targeting a lot of 5, maybe some 8x, and there's a 4-liner on the board, so I'm not going to go mass. I'm not going to jam to target that. I'm going to jam. I'm going to go smaller. So I go 75 again. Can we fold?
No.
No.
Wanted to fold so bad,
No,
but I was like,
you set this up for yourself.
Yeah, nice hand, sir.
I still wanted to fold, but I was like, I mean, like, I feel like I'm calling for a chop though, when this happens.
You are calling for a chop, but look at what the chop odds are.
So you got to call. So it's a pot of what?
Or maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. When you call the
It's a
100,
pot of like 554, and you got to call $100.
but you're only going to get back half of it.
I mean,
What is it, 6?
Your equity requirement is 15%. If you're folding the asset of a straight to 15%, I don't know, man.
I agree. I don't think I honestly am like this is one of the few times where even though I'm basically certain that I'm not ahead when I call, still kind of have if he's ever overvaluing an ace, then I kind of have to be in there.
I mean, you just can't. You can't go around folding the asset of a straight for a 15% equity requirement. You just can't do it. I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
someone on the call may disagree with me, but it's just we cannot forget the fundamentals of risk reward.
Okay, so let's
You
go back.
can't do it. There'll be people that do this where they got pocket fours. They just made a set or something like that. Well, they made 2 pair.
It's so easy for us to have an ace here. So let's go back a step though.
That's what I'm saying is that I have so many aces here. It's
okay. We said this wrong earlier. So if you can't fold to here because how thin your value target is, and you can't fold to a raise, maybe you don't bet.
That's
true.
Do we really want to go to the place where we don't?
Are you fold to a raise? And we said, no, you're not going to fold to a raise. If he has a 6, he has a 6. And we all said that because we didn't want him to have a 6.
Yeah.
But we all said that. So now let's examine that premise here. The smaller we bet, the more we encourage him to do this with a 6 and also with an ace. The smaller we bet, the thinner he can go with his ace.
Okay.
To get called by a 5 or something. So as we get less than half pot, as we bet less than half of what's left, we are risking, we are paying off more than we are making. And he doesn't always call with a 5. So let's say you bet $10 here, an amount that he has to call you with a 5.
Yeah.
And then he jams. The amount that you have to be, the amount of extra money you've lost compared to that 10 in the Matt Affleck rule is terrible. Yeah. Since we're not folding, I don't think we bet. If we're folding,
Yeah,
we
I
bet.
actually did consider not betting here. I was also running through, and I was like missing value from 8x or
Right.
stuff like that.
That's fine. But then you have to fold.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of, yeah, I mean, as I was sitting there, I was like, when he did it, I was like, this is ridiculous. But I didn't. I'm not sure. I think I should check the turn. I think I think the multi-way I need to really fucking
I have
change.
made ridiculous fold before. I have folded to a $3. The pot was over 300, and then the guy just put all the money in. It was $3 more,
Yeah, I've
and
made ridiculous folds too, but
and
this
I
just
and I
seems,
and I folded because it was
Because
the
it wasn't.
correct fold.
Yeah. Okay. Um, let's take a look at the next hand.
It happens.
Yeah. If you check the turn there, he bets the river,
then I just call.
and you just call.
What was
Not
the
even
turn, Nick? Oh yeah, you should definitely check
agree.
because you have showdown, right? You bet small on the flop.
Bet small on the flop,
He
and
called.
then he calls, and I thought I had three options here. There's two people. I think that this is bad. I think I should be because I give myself no way of like navigating the river
Or
and
you
get
could
called.
jam. You could jam, or you could check.
Yep, I think those are the options. I think that I picked the worst option. We get stacked up. But this is the other hand. This is just another like it's so poorly. I'm gonna ISO here. 30 is pretty standard for me.
Hmm?
And then we're gonna get called in two spots, pretty standard.
Go down.
Yep. And then it checks to me. There's one person left to act. What do you want to do here?
Okay.
My thought process here, getting here, is I have a pretty solid hand that could use a bit of protection. All of the same hands are going to call me anyways. We can bet and clear out some equity now and then check a lot of turns, then go for value on a lot of risk again.
Yep.
But I
And
think
you
it's the
might
best play.
and you might choose to bet the turn and check the river also.
Yeah.
You can put the second bet in on the turn or the river depending on how many people call you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even checking the turn. I'm just going bet, bet, bet.
Okay, you're gonna bet all three streets. All right.
We're very shallow.
Yeah, that's the other thing that was running through my. Okay, so there's multiple things. Technically with the straddle, my hand is good enough to play for the money
Mm-hmm.
when it
Yeah.
comes down to it. But I also am in the spot where that's not how other people think, and that they're not going to play for all the money with anything worse than my hand, is what I'm kind of thinking, you know? Because I've been in this spot where I'm owning myself when I'm multi-way by going too aggressive with these types of hands, and because they're never putting the money in with worse, why am I putting all the money in?
Yeah, but
It's like,
if you go bet half pot and then they call, and then you go bet half pot again on, like, let's say a five of spades, and then they call. You don't think that, and then let's say a 3 of hearts come on the river, you don't think they call you with queen jack queen 10?
think
You bet half pot. One guy calls. Now the pot is 180. You bet
well, actually, you know
another.
what, Sam? I want you to play this hand. I want you to do it.
Yeah,
Just,
just go
wait,
bet.
no, like I just want you to play. So we bet here. We go half pot, which is
Yeah, we'll go
fine.
half pot.
I like this bet. I think there's nothing wrong with it. We
No,
go
there's
call
nothing
by
wrong with it.
imposition. They fold. Now the 8 comes, and my
See,
process
that's a
here is Jack 10 gets there, but basically everything else we're still ahead of. What do you want to do?
see, this is a problem card, right? He could have 8 9. He could have queen jack. Whenever the a draw completes, I want to check. It's either I want to check or I want to bet really small.
Yes.
So
So
which
that
one
was
do you
kind
do
of
this time?
what do you want to do here?
What is it? We only have one SPR.
Basically one.
Let's just bet small. Like let's bet like 50-55.
That and I was kind of I don't know why I didn't do it. I didn't listen to myself again. And I went again because I said there's really, he has some 8 9, all that stuff, weaker queen act, and they have their fun. So I target that part of the range. Get called.
4. A 4.
Yep.
Give me a 4. Oh,
Did get
all in.
that's why I like the small bet better or
Yeah, but even if he has queen jack, he's calling you.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
100 into what? Like 400? What is it?
Yeah.
And
125
like
into 385.
I wouldn't even sweat about it. I mean, he has a straight. I mean, he could also have like queen jack queen 10.
Maybe I'm just getting like I don't know what the word is, like jaded, and I think I'm playing super poorly because this has been happening over and over again in the
So
last couple of weeks.
you've hit a spot of bad variance. I
Yeah.
mean, that
Yeah.
is the nature of the beast. Now, what happens when you hit a spot of bad variance in live poker is that it can often feel a lot worse because you're just not getting the volume and you are online. So your skill edge is realized less live.
I'm
What
also thinking like, what can I do better here instead of saying, okay, yeah, you got unlucky and they drilled the fucking great, but there's also probably like I agree with Sam that I think on this turn here, I think that I took a poor sizing. I think I can find when I go
Yes, I think
small
that
here.
I think his range is a lot of he does have nuts here. After
Yes,
what size did you use here?
I go 45, and then I go
Okay,
here.
so
I go
you're
100.
when the four comes, you can't fold when he shoves. You're hitting some bad variance, and it's just the nature of the beast.
Mhm. That's what I think.
And again, the feeling of bad variance is very hard to discern live versus online because one, you don't have graphs to look at to show you that your EV is shit, your expected
Mhm.
value is running as shit, and two, your volume is a lot lower than online. So
I've actually
the
reduced my volume
skill
recently.
edge is realized over a much longer window live than it is when you're playing online. So, I mean, I guess the point, Scott, I mean, Sam said this, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel,
like
yeah, it's
he's calling jack 10. He's calling all of his queen 10 and queen jack offsuit. There's 2 queens and then 4 tens and 4 jacks. That's 16 combos right there. And then on top of that, he also have king 9 suited clubs, ace 9 suited clubs, 10-9 suited clubs. You don't think he's gonna call with you with those? Like when you bet 120 into 380 on the river,
I
they're
mean, I think
all
it's a
gonna.
50-50. Then it
You
does
will
call
get,
some fold.
yeah, you will get called by worse 50% of the time. I guarantee you that. Like, Jack 10 is 16 combos. You will
So
get called.
so I like CG. So I think CG is a good example for how to be a professional poker player in a lot of ways. He's in a downswing. He's getting his ass kicked.
Hmm.
And his answer, which I think is a good fundamental, is we increase our volume as long as we are playing our A game, because volume cures variance, and B, we increase our study. So when you're hitting these bad spots of variance, increase your study. Double down on
That's why,
study. Study outside these sessions.
yeah. Well, that's why I want to bring this too, is because I also am like, yeah, this is unlucky, but I think there may possibly be
I see your point.
better
How do
lines.
I
Like,
how do I
don't,
get away from this? I don't think you get away from this easy.
I
not as much
mean,
that I get away from it, but I don't think it's played great. Like, I think that this turn sizing is kind like, yeah, I'm targeting weak. I know what I'm targeting here. It's not like I'm targeting flush draws and queen X. So I think there is thought process behind it. It's
Well, I
not
think
just
you
I
did.
have good
I
hand,
think
I bet.
so.
Yeah.
The nitty. So in theory, when this completed equity happens and he's got a filtered range, this is going to be usually a small better check, and I think
Yeah.
that is
we're
probably a
going.
difference you can make here.
I don't mind a check here and see what he does.
Yeah. Think that I honestly, it's unfortunate, but I think I'm hitting a bad thing of variance, but I'm not playing ideal. Like, I've recently reduced my hours because I felt that I was not playing good after a certain point, so there's
Yeah,
no point
that's
in being
important to
there.
be self-aware of. I would tune
So
into
That's the
that,
right thing to do.
but
I've been
How
playing
much
also,
like
did you
six
bet on the
hours
flop?
instead of 8 to 10,
Yep.
I think the other answer is that you increase your study.
Yeah, I think that's true too. But one of the things I've been doing to study has been I want to see how other people are navigating in similar situations where I think I'm losing a lot of money that I could avoid, which is these specifically multi-way with thick value hands. I think I'm losing a decent amount of money in those spots from value owning myself. And I've been like trying to watch better players navigate with like thick value multi-way.
Are you
Or like
watching
that's
them online? Are you watching? How are you watch? Are you how are you
like
watch
one of
live?
them is the 5-5 challenge that Hungry Horse plays, where I'll really try to hone in
Yeah.
on this where he's multi-way and he's like, what do I want to do here? Like I'm trying to like, and he's finding a lot more checks where like here a small
Yeah,
bet or a check
yeah. I
in this
mean,
spot.
I think that's awesome. I think you can also watch CG. I think he plays a theoretically sound game, and you can understand.
Mm,
And he explains what he's doing here. I also think the other thing you can do is do some solver work. Now,
okay.
solver is not the end all be all of existence, but solver will show you when we're out of position on turn here and nutted equity completes, we are going to size down. If you play enough of these size, like you can even put this exact hand in solver and see what and train
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, when I got to this
Different
spot,
hands, and then you can
this
begin to understand the theoretical heuristics. Now, I I think that's really helpful because eventually you're going to understand that when this nutted equity completes, we're going to size down or check. It's going to do a lot of sizing down here,
yeah,
and then you can apply that to your game. That would have been very helpful here.
What was the
yeah.
flop sizing again? It was half pot.
What his flop size was half pot. Thought that this was I liked this. I liked the half pot. One person act. But I want to clear out some equity to just random over cards and not let returns get there for free. But I also my plan was a lot of turns I'm going to be checking, which I then went away from because I was like, well, there's a lot of queen X and flush draws to still target here for value. But I also was sitting there looking like, okay, nutted equity does complete. That did go through my head, so I was like, feel like I broke it down to three boats. I target weaker queen X and flush draws for a larger size, or I check, or I bet small for the one draw that really gets there. I think I ended up deciding that I'm not deep enough and that my hand is good enough to play instead of being like, hey, maybe check here or go small with the intention of getting this person to raise off. Got there, something like that. I don't know. I think that the 100 here is, if this is a five, like Sam said, the 100's great. Like we're targeting flush draw. I think when this card comes in, we are gonna have to make some adjustment that like their 9-8 got there, Jack 10 got there, and stuff like that. Think that maybe I think that the size of the turn is. I just feel like this is a spot where he's like thick few hands in multi-way pots.
So go. I want to see one thing, and then let's go back to, and then we'll finish up with Andy's hands. Just wanted to see, was it offsuit or suited? His Jack 10.
It was
Oh,
offsuit. It
Okay.
was offsuit.
So and the pre-flop here was, this was the one where you ISO'd a small. What was pre-flop here was
wasn't
It
even
was.
small.
It wasn't small.
pre-flop here
For the
was
game, it's big, and
the
with the
limp. It was a
straddle,
limp,
it's
and he right. It was a limp into the straddle. Okay, gotcha. Okay, just checking that. All
yeah.
right.
And then we get Jack.
Okay.
This is one. Can I just do one more? And Andy, you got it.
Yeah.
This is from.
Jack
This
10
is
offsuit here is crazy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was pissed off about that because I'm like, this hand should never be there. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is why you play live, is because these people are going to have stupid hands like.
Yeah, I mean, this is volume beats variance. Over hundreds of hours, you're going to make a lot of money from this guy.
Yes, exactly, and that's why I'm pissed off. But I'm like, stop being angry. Like, I left after that hand because I had a rough night. Like, I got stacked like the first one of the first hands
Yeah.
I sat down with aces versus queens when it went up in pre-flop, and then I got some coolers and shit, and then so I just
Final
left.
word. Final word.
All right.
You did the right thing reducing your hours. Now increase your study time.
Agree. So I think that's a good idea. I did watch a
Yeah.
little bit of CG the one day. I think I definitely need to. I was actually gonna hop on a little bit of online low stakes and try and do and play a little bit more, like play some 20, 50 NL and do and play against some people that are better. And
Good
just
idea. Get some reps in.
get reps
Yeah.
against
I mean,
better
if
players.
you're gonna even the lower stakes like the 50 NL, I mean, get some solver reps in. Because
Yep.
I mean, even when we're playing maximally exploited poker, like it still helps to really understand what the solver's doing, because then we know where they're deviating and where our biggest exploits come from.
All right. Multi-way.
We
I like the bet.
okay. You said you like a bet?
Yeah, I like a bet here.
I do too. I go 35. I said I think that King X, weaker King X is always calling.
Sure.
And all the flush draws and straight draws are calling, and then let's clear out to some aces and stuff like that right now. And then my idea is let's check a lot of turns or rivers.
Right. One
And
player.
for some reason, now we get down to one player, and he checks to me, and this does bring in a straight,
Mm-hmm.
which is true. So I think that I could do a lot of betting or checking here. I do not. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this is somebody else that I have history with that I know
Right.
plays a very wide range of hands. He's going to have all of these stupid kings in his range, and he's
Mhm.
going to have tons of flush draws that I want to target.
Right.
So I bet.
And you're going to fold to a raise here, deciding that raise is the straight.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So he calls.
Now we get called.
Right.
Now we get to the river. He has some king X here. He has some missed flush draws. I think he's got a lot of some of his king X did make two pair, but I do expect to see a lot of donks from that. He checks. What do we want to do?
Jack. Yes.
Jack.
King 10. Bad, but he might have bet it out. King 9. Yes. And that's it.
He has king 4. He has king 3. It's king queen or king jack, and he also has king queen.
Then he also has 5, 6 that he might
Yep.
not have raised, and King 5 that by then he might have been afraid of your two pair. I
And
guess.
it's the spades.
Your SPR is awkward as fuck.
So
Yeah.
what do we got? What is everyone leaning towards? Checking or betting?
I mean, you're
I think
asking a guy who bet pocket kings on an ace high board for value. So you know what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna bet, and that's very much you play a similar style as me. Is I'm gonna almost
I'm
always
just
be
gonna
going
So I have a
thin
fucking
for
question.
value.
So I have a question.
Mine, if you think he donks all of his two pair here, or you would have heard from two pair already. I don't hate going for thin value here,
What I'm thinking
but
is that
I
I
don't
think I would
hate
have
a
heard from
check
two
back
pair.
either.
I'm thinking I would have heard
Is
from
he?
two pairs and straight.
All right, let's
What's
find
his
out.
3-bet pre-range look like? I mean, is Ace King ever getting here in this line?
He didn't three
No,
bet.
No,
he didn't three bet,
has he
so
bet away?
Right.
Has
That's
he?
what I'm
Would he
asking.
bet
Is he
away
the
his
kind
ace
of
king?
player that's just not 3-betting pre that he gets here with Ace King?
So what I do know about him is he opens too wide, but he seems to three bet very strong hands. So from what I've seen, I don't know specifically ace queen, but I've seen tens, jacks, queens, kings, and aces all get three bet. I don't know about ace king. I haven't seen it. I've played 20, probably 15 hours with the guy. And I know that he's far too loose pre-flop. He's going to call too wide and open too wide, but he's also going to three bet his very. I would
Okay.
say I'm going to discount a lot of ace king, and I probably have the strongest king here.
So Brian, I'm jamming here. However, I want to go back one step. At the beginning of this, when you saw this flop, you called it a two-street hand.
Yep.
What changed? Were you wrong back then, or did something change? And it's because all that happened is he check called again, and that's what we expected him to do. So were we just wrong when
Not
we said it
betting
was a
thin.
two-street hand? If we really meant it was a two-street hand, we should be checking here because we had a reason to believe that.
Great. You
So
think
why do we
why
think
is it two street? I think it's you know what? Maybe this is part of the problem is that I think hands are two street when I get called in multiple spots. And when I get called in one spot, I'm much more willing to go after.
okay, this is
Just
a
the
two-street
hand
hand if I
class.
had
This
two
is a two.
calls.
What'd you
Okay,
say?
good enough. I'm fair with that.
And but I don't agree with that. I think that that's still like when someone's continuing, when you bet into multiple players,
They have
it's
to
still be adjusting that this is still a two street hand and not a three street hand.
right.
I think that that is a bad thought process. Okay, well, I got called in one spot, so now my hand stays as very value and I'm able to keep attacking versus
Then it's a
where
then this is a check back.
it should be a check back. And I decided that I think I have made him fold some top pairs and stuff like that before he's shown. So I decided how much do I got to go to get king nine to call, thing like that, or or not king 10's not good, but king jack and stuff like that is I need to go 100,
Yeah.
get those hands. He calls. I was just so frustrated. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Good
I think
call,
this is.
Andy.
That's
But that's why you
fine.
kind of now you know, like note that
Mhm.
Ace King is in his just flatting range pre. So all of a sudden, when you know that Ace King's in his flatting range pre, you know this is an easy check back on the river.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I think I'm going too thin for value, especially. I think if this was a heads up pot, I would be okay with getting basically stacked, even because he didn't three bet ace king, and I had the best hand. Multi way becomes a degraded. It's just check.
Only against opponent who is not check raising their nutted hands. You don't thin value bet against them.
Yeah. Okay.
Then anybody else we just bet 75, 65, 80, get them to call with 10-9,
Okay.
6-7, 5-7,
You were about to say
8-7.
5-6. I want to point out, Sam. That's what you were
Yeah,
about to
not
say.
5-6, 6-7, King Jack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This is. So we think that I need to stick with my original thought process in multi-way pots that'll
Yeah, it's just a
be
guy.
playing two streets.
Yeah, it's
Or
just a guy that you didn't know that he was, not raising the strong hand. So next time, just when you see him, don't thin value at the river.
Yeah.
all right, let's finish.
And this has been my biggest loss recently has been that I'm just putting myself in these spots.
And when you have no showdown, just pull out the little itty bitty knife and trying to fold him out like ace high flush draws.
Okay.
And that's it.
Did we lose that? We still have Andy. Andy, you had a
I'm
couple more
still
hands. I
here.
think? Yeah.
These are a couple quick ones.
We'll be the judge of that.
This first one may be punty. So I get villain 16 opens, call. Obviously, is
Three bet.
especially against his RFI of 31. I'm for sure squeezing, right?
Yay. Yes.
Hell yeah.
100% squeeze frequency.
Love it. 12, 15, 16. Perfect. Happy. Fold.
Oh,
Fuck.
oh.
Let's before we decide to fold, let's look at his 4-bet range. All pocket pairs,
Right.
basically all suited aces, suited kings down to
That's
I mean,
three.
we've seen king 9 suited,
Okay.
so
And I was wrong.
he has a very wide 4-bet range, and because I squeeze a lot, he likes to 4-bet me frequently.
All right. Then call. Oh, jam.
Okay.
All right.
You can rip it.
Mm-hmm.
What to say?
Yep.
You're not gonna have a lot of way to play post flop if you call. So
Yeah. I don't like a call here because then I
Yeah.
mean
Solver
we're
does.
literally a
Okay.
1-to-1 SPR on the flop. I either hit a set and call and proceed, or I
No, the way you play it, I think, if you call, it's if you do not see an ace or a king, or maybe an ace, king, or a queen, you either jam into him or you check call. You know, you check raise the river, and if you do see an ace, king, or a queen, you fold. That's how, if you call, you play it. But you chose to play it this way. All right, let's see what happens. If he
Good
folds,
luck, Andy.
Oh, that's-
Boo.
that's good.
Yay.
yay, yay, no king jack, fuck you, king. All right,
actually it made my heart very happy with this exact opponent because he is just an absolute luck box.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that was with how wide, and then
So imagine you call this hand, and the way this goes down, you call. This flop comes.
now we're 100 bigs ish on
You
the flop.
He might check behind.
He
Or
might.
he might bet tiny, and then you get to see the 10, which is an even more fun way to stack him. All right.
I agree.
Yeah, but okay, good. All right.
Well, and then especially, I mean, his c-bet rate, he's c-betting almost everything anyways. So against a small size, like he goes like say 20, 25 on this flop, I'm calling.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Nice.
Last
Now-
hand I got.
Poker.
Probably a huge blunder pre. Obviously I open, I get 3-bet, and then so I get 3-bet, cold calls the 3-bet.
Well, this hand now is a
Yeah.
shove. If it
Yep.
was, you have calls against a single person, especially suited,
Right.
much more playability, but against 4 cards instead of 2, you just want to shove here.
And against his cat, and against 51's capped range.
Yeah, and also
Short
you know
stack.
you're also against some broken stack. Well, not broken, but the one. Yeah, I think you
Short
just shove
stacker,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I made it a sizing that like they know I'm never folding. But
Yeah,
I probably the blunder. This is the blunder. I
This
should
isn't
have
really a
just shoved.
blunder in the sense that you, against their stack size, you've essentially shoved. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Right.
But you
It should have just I should have just put them all in and forced because we get this.
Okay, now it really sucks. Well, now it doesn't suck. Now you're just gonna run against this guy, and he's
Now
got
I'm just
he's got a
never
pair.
folding when he does this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you
got
call.
yeah, he's got a pair. He's got like 10s, 6s.
Ace 9 off.
Holy shit!
Shocking.
Yeah.
Love
our 71 VPIP friends.
Yes.
Shover 4-bet's fine there.
Yeah.
I think I would Yeah, I think this hand really wants to not go to flop. It doesn't want to go post. So I think this particular hand wants a shove. This fucking DGen's probably
Pre-flop, you
still
mean?
calling you, but I think you want
Yeah,
to
I
shove.
think if he's calling, it's just either way. Um, because he's probably, if I make it 60, he's probably still calling.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's right. I mean, you probably have four bets here, but no one knows, obviously, with this configuration. But um, we would know if someone buys GTO Wizard Ultra, then we can solve for this. But yeah, I think a shove is better here. I think, frankly, you want
Yeah.
to do this is an equity denial play where you're blocking the top of the range.
And it changes. I think if he folds, if he doesn't cold call, um, it changes a little bit. I think then I have some more calls. But with
You
the
have
cold caller in there,
I would call this against a lot of players against one three bet, but the three bet flat, this all of a sudden then becomes a call. It becomes it becomes a shove.
Yeah.
And this guy's 23-19.
this
I'd,
guy's
I'd
a
three bet it. I'd never cold call
23-19
here. I'd three bet it.
four bet,
Yeah,
you mean?
four bet.
Four bet. Yep.
Yeah, four betting's fine too. I like a shove.
I like calling a little bit more against players that are more passive. This guy looks like he's a pretty good player.
And also you have more four bets with the suited combo as well. As opposed
Yes,
to the
this
offsuit.
player is, yeah, I mean 27 bigs per 100.
It would be fun to see what happened the solver does here if we gave them proper three bet range. Like it would be hard to pin down what this range is, but it'll be interesting to see what
Right.
we do here.
Yeah, problem is it doesn't, the solver has no cold calling.
No, this does
Look,
not
I was,
exist.
No, no,
This
no.
is this does not exist in the world of theory.
see, there's just never.
I mean, it's kind of interesting. Why don't you play this through and see what we're supposed to do with cutoff, just so we can remind ourselves here.
Oh, you're talking
So,
about,
so
so
fold
a
big
fold.
blind. Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
see,
so
ace king
ace king
suited is a pure
off
call.
Yeah.
really likes ace king off really likes to to four
Just
bet. We don't
mixes.
have shoves here, but we do. I think we can include shoves, and a lot of these configurations, Wizard has shoves,
Yeah.
100 bigs, but yeah, I think I like a shove here with ace king off and four
If we
betting,
look
calling with
at
ace king.
8 max,
That's going to
then
change a
I think
lot because of rake.
there
Wizard.
actually
Yeah,
is.
Wizard has pure four bet. Ace king suited.
Oh no, there's still,
Yeah.
it doesn't change anything. But that's because this,
Well,
I mean,
sure,
going with
but
these sizings, it's I don't know. I think the blunder here is I went too small.
No,
I
no,
No.
because imagine you put in the other 17.
Yeah.
Imagine you jam. He called off ace nine for this much. He still might have made the mistake of calling the ace nine. This
No, oh no, I'm saying I think he still calls ace nine.
Oh
I
yeah,
just think I
I
think
think
with
jam is
these
better.
stack size,
I agree.
like and I don't I mean the funny thing is, even when we look at known hole cards, when he donks, I almost have the correct equity.
Yeah, with him having that.
13-13.
that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree though that the jam is better because when ace king gets everyone to fold, it's to its advantage.
Yeah, I think ace king off is a shove here pure.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some playability with the suited combo, but shoving is fine too, I think.
Yeah. You committed yourself with your half pot there then, and so might as well maximize fold equity with an unpaired hand.
Agreed. I
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm saying, because if
Yeah,
I'm gonna four bet here, if I have any four bet folds, I need to make this sizing like 30. And even then I don't know if I have four bet folds, but I mean I'm never folding here.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, is the blunder just not ripping it in pre and try and
Not a
going
blunder.
max fold equity and pick up the 20 bigs?
I don't think this is a blunder. I just don't think it's the best play. I think your best play is the jam. I don't think this is a blunder. Blunder is an exaggeration, I think.
And that
Your
was
ace,
it.
your ace
Those
eight,
are the
your
hands I've
ace
got.
eight, your ace eight was a blunder.
Scotty, what's your plan on Friday? Are you around?
Friday, I will be able to open up the room. I will be in Europe time again, but that's going to be 9 a.m. So that's going to be 6 p.m. I don't know if I'll be able to spend time with you guys, but I'll definitely be able to open the room. Call me if I don't. It means
Okay,
that I
so
jet lag and I forgot.
guys who are still here, honest answer, do you think the time where we did some adjusted node locked solves with Josh are worth it?
Um, I think if we're gonna start looking at that, like I think it'd be beneficial to have some like a few examples pre-solved that we can kind of dissect and look at exploitatively. Either
Okay,
that, I mean, I don't mind the practice with the node locking to see. I just think we went a little extreme with it.
okay. We'll if Josh is here, we'll see if we can do it more efficiently. I don't think either of us are going to find time to build build node lock solves out of the class time, but I would if I had it, but it's expensive. All right, we'll figure out some other stuff to do on Friday then.
Sounds good.
All right,
And, I,
gents.
and I've got for the turn donks, I've got 136 hands of turn donks, not including my 4. All right.
Perfect.
Okay,
See you
thank
guys.
you, Scotty.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.